Hello.
I am apparently.
So we had some technical difficulties.
Okay. How are we all doing?
Good.
Doing alright? I'm on push to talk, so if you see my mouth moving and I am not hearing anything, it means I am an idiot and not pressing push to talk.
Can we laugh at you in that instance?
I mean, I'd appreciate if you eventually told me.
It's cone of silence.
Can someone post the link in chat just because I can't type because my other computer is behind this computer?
Anyone
Wait,
that's watching us in chat, can you tell us how our levels are?
What link do you need, Britt?
I'm level 3. Don't know
The
about you
actual
guys.
screen.
So they can hear an echo.
Okay, levels are
it's
good. Okay, cool.
Um,
Is it a bad echo or is it just a slight echo?
Because if that's the case, one of us are gonna have to go out the room. Yeah, you.
Apparently they can't hear it anymore. Okay, cool. Well, guys, welcome to the first game of Curse of Strahd, Return to Ravenloft. There is a history here for this game, which I'm very excited for, but we'll get into that as we play. How are we all doing? We feeling good?
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
get keen.
It's really cool to see the layout, like, and everything there.
Oh yeah, I've been working on it all day, and it's
That's
only going to
awesome.
improve because there's so much more I want to do. So I'm very excited. And if anyone's been watching any of the other streams, you'll notice that the bricks aren't mossy anymore. They're actually bloody.
Oh, they are too.
Yeah.
Ah,
So I'll start with saying that there is some art that I've put into this that I don't own, and I will try and reference later wherever I can. But the mad rush to make this happen, I couldn't get all the references, so I apologize to any artists out there that might see their art on here.
We apologize just for the negative association.
Yeah. I will say that the character portraits are done by my waifu, which is pretty happy about that. And then you can check her art out on her Instagram page. Now, do we want to go around and quickly say a quick hello, or do we just want to jump into it?
I'm good
say
with it,
hello.
whatever.
Okay, let's start with the one that's next to me.
Which
Mr.
one?
Austin.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh,
Tell me about yourself.
Hi. Zach, and I think I am the only one at the table who was here for the original run. So this is going to be interesting.
Now, just to reiterate on that, like Zach has been so keen to revisit this campaign.
he hasn't stopped talking about it.
Indeed.
Do you want to get into that, or is it something that you want to talk about later?
Or is it a very painful memory?
No, the first time we had a go at this, it was pretty rough. We, with the party wipe and everything. But, keen to see how it turns out this time.
Yeah. Hopefully, we won't have to do a return to this.
Yeah.
Hoping you guys.
Fingers
enjoy it this
crossed.
time.
If I die, I might just
Just
never come
cry.
back.
You die in the game, you die in real life.
Oh,
Alright.
thank God.
Like eventually?
Do you want to say a quick hello
Hey guys, name's James.
to Toby?
First time doing not first time doing D&D online, but in a proper scenario, I guess. But I am looking forward to this.
Asta.
Hello, my name is Brittany, and I'm fun. That's it.
Why are you fun?
Because I'm very impulsive, and you never know what's gonna happen when I play.
Okay. I can attest to that.
Yes.
Barkus, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Oh, my name's Marcus for this campaign.
Whoa.
Push to talk.
Push to talk.
Push to talk.
Push to talk.
No.
We do get to laugh at him.
I can handle it.
So, Barkus. Barkus is my name for the campaign currently. I am here. First time streamer. I fucked this anyway. Good.
And we're
I'm
in the
here.
same room.
We're in the same room.
So if you hear an echo, that's why.
I can already see that there's going to be
Right.
some shenanigans happening with that.
I poked his eye maybe a little bit.
Mr.
More than a
Maybe.
little bit.
Bowler.
Yeah, I'm Jacob. I'm playing Bolo, and 90% of the reason I'm playing Bolo is so I can just say Bolo as much as I want.
Literally the whole reason he created his character.
Pretty much just Bolo. Bolo, 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 Bolo.
And last but not least, Gallows.
I'm Jess. Yeah, first time streamer. Don't know how I'm gonna go, but bear with me. Yeah, Zach's girlfriend, so when I say he hasn't stopped talking about this campaign, I mean it. Years.
And I am your game master, the dreaded DM. Though some might know me by Mooney 2K. Or Josh. I'm
Or
very excited
Batman.
for this as well. Or Batman. They go by many, many names. So, for anyone that isn't sure what this is a module that has been released by Wizards of the Coast. It's got about, I think, 80 hours of content. So I'm hoping if we do manage to get through it, if you guys manage to get through it, we'll be here for a while. So buckle in.
I don't have a buckle. Oh no.
Oh no!
Just get keen.
I will
Hold on
say
tight.
Alright.
Hold on
tonight
tight.
we are going to a very dark place. It isn't for the faint of heart. If you do have anything that triggers you, just trigger warning. This is it's up there with Avernus, which is the Descendants of Avernus, which is the Hell campaign. I've talked to my players; they've all been warned about this. As for safety tools, what I'll get you guys to do is, being online, you can just get up and walk away if it's uncomfortable, and we kind of have to trust you with that, okay? Because unless you have a pack of playing cards there, that's how we're doing it.
I've got tarot cards.
Yeah, tarot cards. Yes.
Oh, I don't have one here. Damn it.
We aren't using any homebrew rules, and we're not using brutal crits.
Oh, thank God.
Damn it.
So we're not using heirlooms, and we're not using brutal crits or anything like that. Is there any other questions before we get started?
What was the card thing again? What were the teams? I forget.
The cards are the safety tools. Oh wait,
No,
which
like
cards?
what suits?
I believe
What again? I
a
forget.
heart
Hearts is like you're doing a good job, and then
Yeah.
that's all I can.
Diamond is include me. And then I think it's clubs is this is making me uncomfortable. Can we please move on? And then spades was stop.
Yeah, that's right. Cool.
The last thing is if we do get a follow, and our nodding wizard comes up, we all have to nod along.
Okay.
That's how it goes. It's the little
Very
dance mode. So
which
if you haven't
really
followed
might break
the
up
channel-
some of the more intense.
Wait.
Oh
things.
yeah,
Here we go.
definitely.
Here we
Or
go.
it will make them better.
I just followed.
Everyone has to know.
No music.
Feel.
Okay, then let us get started. I will say that not as prepared as I wanted to be, but like, there's no such thing as fully prepared.
No.
Just a quick question: course language on the stream, permissible or not permissible?
I am swear as much as you want. I'll probably
good.
swear at some point.
Good.
Again, this is mature content. So.
Rated MA 15 plus.
I can say heck as much as I
Oh
want.
no.
No, you can't.
Cards don't show up because of my background.
You've been playing.
You did this to yourself.
Brittany has already clearly just had enough of our shit already and left.
Yeah, I just left. I
Yeah,
told you.
She's hanging up.
Okay.
She's hanging up and no one blames her.
We are also using a random playlist, so I haven't got full control of the music. Let's see if I can find something that's awesome. This is pretty cool. Let's do this. Our story begins in the darkened halls of Duchess Morgan. The shallow breathing of the estate sets the scene, as it has been many moons since the strange visitors were dealt with, though the adventurers that had been sent to deal with them haven't been seen since. A guard patrols, walking the moonlit halls, trying their best to be light of foot as to not wake the masters. Two glowing eyes that capture the moon stalk the guard, getting ever closer. Two furry fingers, like spider mandibles, creep and reach out of the darkness. Suddenly, they grab the guard, and before he knows it, what is happening? Crimson spills as it bubbles down the guard's armor and washes the white marble floors, gleaming like a ruby as it's met with the lunar light from the windows. Matted fur around a toothy maw continues to their intended destination. Two huddled forms beneath blankets, so still, so peaceful. Alston, this makes part of you mournful, but it also makes you furious. Other parts of you are indifferent. Perhaps these children are better off leaving this mortal coil, like their mother. Your silhouetted form watches them from the doorframe. You see them lightly stir. One of them starts to pull the blanket back and look towards the doorframe.
Hello?
And just step back away from the doorframe without saying anything.
You see the child get from under the blanket and start to place one foot on the ground. You see their foot react because it's too cold, but they brave it and they put the foot down and they start moving towards the doorframe.
Hello? Who are you? Hello?
I'm just
Are
going
you
to...
Have you my mummy? Have you seen my mummy?
If I can, I'm going to just disappear without saying anything.
Okay. As you retreat down the silent hallways, you see the small figure blurred from your vision look from the door frame as a trail of blood is left in your wake. You hit the streets of Daggerford. Tonight's the night. They're meant to meet you at your intended place of meeting, which is the Happy Cow Inn. You have paid the owner of this establishment quite a sum to keep it empty. Alright. So, we're gonna get rid of Strahd. And then we're gonna bring up my tavern.
Turn the music's a tiny bit loud.
Alright, I'll turn it down. Okay. So we're gonna punch in. Just for a moment. No, we won't punch in. As you walk into the establishment, you see the person that you have paid. You know him as Tumblet Cold Shoulder.
Oh, I'm still not used to seeing you. Oh, covered in fur like that. Why are you covered in blood?
across the room towards him. Just, you need not concern yourself.
Alright. Well, the people that have been asking for you all week have been waiting for you. They're in the main room, the tap room. Help yourself to whatever you need to drink. But I hope this is the last I'm going to be seeing of you.
Of course. And he'll just head straight through.
Okay. So, as you turn the corner to the main tap room of the Happy Cow Inn, you see everyone has been gathered. We're gonna go down and I'll call the names and we'll introduce them. I think I actually am gonna punch in and I'm gonna just bring up the artwork of your characters. It just means that your webcams will be down for a moment.
Okay.
Cool. So we are going to bring up the tavern. First up, Arrow, describe yourself.
You'd see, he's about 6 foot, dragonborn, with in a suit of armor. He's a paladin. In one hand, a longsword, the other hand a shield with the crest of Bahamut, the dragon god of justice. His suit of armor is silver and light blue. I think that's about it. I'm not really sure. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think to yourself as you see this creature turn the corner? Actually, before I do anyone else, I should have started with Alston. Alston, describe your character as Arrow looks over to you. I'm just going to bring up your art as well.
Yeah, sure thing. So, Alston probably stands about between 6.5 and 7 foot tall. He is covered in sort of dark grey-black fur that is a little bit lighter in some patches. And the fur is slightly longer across the top of his head and down his spine. He looks bulky, but in a kind of lanky way, not necessarily muscle-bound. He's got a surprisingly snout, which is relatively long, and he is mostly covered by a dark cloak that he would pull back from his head as he entered the room, revealing 2 purple eyes that look like cat's eyes.
Hell yeah. So the two of you meet each other's gaze first, before you turn and look to Asta. Describe your character.
Asta stands at about 5'10". She's got a slim build, but also she's quite built for a woman. She's you can tell that she's spent a lot of her days training and building her muscle and everything like that. Seeing Alston, she would be very cautious. She doesn't know how to react, or even the fact that Alston was the beast that appears before her. To mention really quick, she's actually blind, but she has a way that she perceives who's in the room. So she does realize that Alston is hulking and bigger than her.
Barkus. The two of you meet each other's gaze.
Barkus.
Push to talk.
Push to talk.
Barkus is a 8 foot odd centaur. No, he's not. He's a minotaur. He doesn't wear armor. He just has a sort of a I don't want to say skirt, but
Loincloth.
give you the idea. Not quite a loincloth either. Around his belt, he has many skulls that he's strung up, and he's armed with 2 axes. He has brown fur, black hair. Yeah. That's about it.
Awesome. Bolo.
Bolo is, while not as big as the Minotaur next to him, he's still quite a chonky boy, standing just under 7 feet tall and built like a brick shithouse. It's quite difficult to discern exactly what race he is under his attire, which is effectively a wooden mask, very crudely constructed out of probably just a sheet of thick bark with a couple of holes punched in it. The rest of him, though, is clad in a weird mixture of sackcloth, animal pelts, and what look to be parts of a homemade ghillie suit. He is often mistaken for a rotting carcass or just a bush. And as the big furry boy enters the main room, he would get up and very quickly kind of squat down, arms out, put himself in front of Asta. He is obviously a little bit shook.
Gallows.
So Gallows is she's about 5 feet tall, she's quite small. She's a tiefling, a feral tiefling actually. She's about 20 years old, she's got lightish grey skin, her hair is silver white, her eyes are piercingly bright white. Exactly as she looks in the image. She's very innocent looking. She's, petite build. She looks like an absolute sweetheart. When she sees Alston walk into the room, she's just going to look up at him and go, "Huh, hello."
Now, can you describe your expression when you see Alston Gallows?
She's very unaffected.
Oh, okay.
Very unaffected. She doesn't look afraid. She doesn't look particularly glad or happy to see this guy, but what happens, happens.
Love it. Okay, well, let's go back to the main overlay. Alright. So as you guys are all standing around the Happy Cow Inn, who wants the first word?
As he walks in, I'll say, "Oh, hello."
He's gonna just find a seat somewhere and just kind of flops down in it, sort of or not unsheathing, but sort of detaching the sort of belt around his waist and letting it drop to the floor, along with the great sword that is sheathed inside, and just looking towards everyone. Just, so who are you?
Gallows.
Right.
With hearing the Wolfman actually talk, Bolo just kind of looks towards Asta, and all that he does is just before slowly turning back to Alston.
Come on, I'm not gonna bite.
Oh, good.
Not unless you give me reason.
I don't have reason.
Bolo, am I correct in assuming that he's a beast?
And what's wrong with that?
I think that's a bit rude.
As do I.
I'm sorry, I can't exactly see him.
You accuse us of being beasts, cripple.
No, that's fair enough.
At calling Asta a cripple, Bolo would deliver quite a low, almost bear-like growl towards Barkus before slowly turning back to Asta and just, yes.
Fancy that? He's got a better growl than I do.
Arrow will walk forward and take a seat next to Alston. So, did you give out this job then?
Okay, we're gonna pause just there because we're gonna punch in. And I'm gonna show everyone what you're talking about.
Oh, right, yeah.
It should be here. You see the blue dragonborn present this parchment, and it's written exactly like this, with a picture that is really well drawn. It reads, "For the death of Count Strahd von Zurevik, reward, countless riches, and the rights to the illustrious Castle Ravenloft. Ask for Alston at the Weighted Dice Inn." So it's not the Weighted Dice Inn. So we will just like, it's actually the Happy Cow Inn. You know what? They just recently changed the name. It's a like, the Weighted Dice Inn was getting a bit of a bad rap. So, Happy Cow Inn.
Can't think of why.
Yeah. And we're gonna punch back.
Yep, that was me.
When are we leaving?
So where do we go from here?
When are we leaving?
You're an eager bunch.
Yeah.
Why are you interested? All of you.
He needs to die. My clan's been trying to kill this monster for a while. Before I was born. Before my parents were born, really. But yeah, he needs to die. And
Right, family
my turn to
business.
try. Yeah, that one.
The rest of you?
I'm hunting, and hunting takes money. People are more willing to talk with gold in their pockets.
Right, mercenary.
Not quite.
I'm almost on the same page. I'm looking for someone, and I need the coin to be able to do so. I need resources. That takes coin.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna turn to the dragonborn beside him. And you?
I'm here to prove myself.
Right.
To who?
Vague, but okay. And how about you, Mask?
Bolo simply gives Asta a light nudge.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
No, the nodding can only serve to improve
Man,
the scene.
can you imagine we're there, you're in Castle Ravenloft, you're there with Strahd, and he just starts nodding, and everyone else is nodding.
yeah.
Oh my god, this is quite good.
XX69 no scopes has followed you. Yeah.
Oh, gonna make that my name.
But yes, in response to Alston's question, Bolo is just going to give Asta a slight nudge.
She looks up at Alston and she'll say, "He's with me. He's he's helping me. He's my guide."
Right. And I take it you can all fight then?
Yeah?
Asta's gonna put a hand on the warhammer that is strapped to her back, and just nod.
Barkus just sort of snorts and shifts his hips so his skulls on his belt all rattle a bit.
The undead are my, call it my specialty. Yeah, we'll call it that. We'll call it, yeah, that sounds good.
As he's waiting for answers, he can sort of see the weapons on most people, but he's kind of looking at Bolo.
In response, seeing that Alston is kind of just waiting for something, he reaches into a sack that he's carrying. It appears to be one of the two things he's carrying, the other being a a stick tied to his back. He reaches in and just pulls out a handful of pebbles, shows them to Alston, and then deposits them back into the bag.
Sticks and stones, huh? Alright, well, better than nothing. I suppose I'll take what I can get.
Well, sticks and stones will break your bones.
And I'd like to see them try.
Well, that's gonna be really painful.
Alright. I take it you're all ready to leave?
Yes,
Yes.
immediately.
Ready.
Looking out the window and seeing how dark it is again, he'll just...
Perhaps we leave in the morning. It's gonna take us hours to get there.
That's okay. We can go. I can walk.
I think it's best that we leave in the morning.
With that, Gallows is just gonna kind of take a deep breath and go, okay. That sounds okay.
Then be ready by dawn.
Throughout the night, as you all rest, is there anything that anyone wants to do?
Not particularly.
No.
Okay.
Sleep would be good.
Alston, tell me what your night's like.
At least at first, he would, as he goes to his room and shuts the door behind him, he would pull out a large sort of leather-bound tome bound in black leather with a large sort of like relatively round crystal protruding from it that looks like a green cat's eye, similar to his but in a different color, and would flip it open and begins sort of just, it looks like writing in it, but if you could actually see what he was doing, most of it is completely illegible and sort of marked with small symbols and images that don't make any sense necessarily. As he's sort of writing, he's just quietly muttering to himself, punctuated by short laughs, before he puts the book away and goes to rest for the evening.
Arrow, what's your night like as you retire to your room?
I guess it would probably be a little bit restless. Thinking back on the first time he heard about the job, where he was confronted by a vision of Batama. How do you say it again? I always get stuck saying it.
Is it Bahamut? No.
Bahamut, that's it. Yeah. Sort of flashes from that vision run through his mind. Trying to sleep.
Thanks for the follow, Kiwi Taylor. Tyler? Kiwi Tyler. Sorry, you were talking about your visions of Bahamut.
Yeah,
Before
so it'd just
briefly.
be him. It'd just be having some flashbacks from the ordeal that he had to go through from that encounter.
Yeah. Asta,
Mhm.
are you and Bolo?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
we would retire to the same room.
I would like a role play scene between you guys, if that's okay.
Upon people going to head to their rooms for the night, Bola would just kind of stand next to Asta, extending one arm out to offer to her.
She of course wouldn't be able to see this, so she's kind of just standing there awkwardly.
Bolo, he grunts a little and kind of taps her shoulder, slowly moves his hand down her arm, and then kind of positions it onto his.
You lead the way.
He grunts as he gives a nod and very, very slowly and cautiously makes his way up the stairs to the rooms.
Once we get into the room, Asta will find the bed and sit down, almost a little shaken. I didn't realize it was going to be a beast. You know how I feel about beasts.
You hear another grunt from Bolo as he gives another nod. Don't like Wolfman is pretty much the entirety of the response that you get.
Yeah, she's going to be a little bit stunned. Wolf? Oh, I didn't even realize he's a werewolf.
Maybe.
Oh, how do you feel about this? Do you think we should continue?
Bolo takes a minute to kind of mull it over. Asta wouldn't be able to see, but he's kind of tossing his head back and forth and just goes, "Your choice."
Well, I do think it's going to help my cause. Our cause. I can't think straight right now. Can you lull me to sleep with your strumming?
Bolo gives kind of, I don't entirely know how to describe it, but a somewhat enthusiastic grunt.
You're gonna have to learn them if it's a part. Yeah, you have to play something, man.
Yeah. As he reaches into his sackcloth once again and produces a small ukulele, and shortly after just starts with.
Asta will drift off to sleep, as she has many times before listening to him strumming.
I cannot wait for that thing to get to Ravenloft.
I just apologize to everyone for the shitty ukulele playing.
That was good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Beautiful.
Just wait until the intentionally shitty ukulele comes out. Oh boy!
Tell me what's going through your head as you retire to your room.
Whomst?
Barkus.
Barkus, so as he retires to his room, he's just thinking this is maybe muttering to himself. Another step on the path. As he goes to his room, he'll just make sure he's sharpening his axes, do any small maintenance that's needed, and retire to sleep. Maybe if you can hear the ukulele from the other room, he'll grunt with disdain and turn over in his bed.
Gallows, you retire.
Gallows, she's like a kid on Christmas right now. Kid at Christmas, yeah, she's tossing and turning. She can't get to sleep. She is far too excited to start already. She's been waiting for this for, years, but she's been waiting for this particular hunt ever since she found the flyer, so it was days ago. She hasn't left the inn since. She's just been too excited, so now that it's so close, she's tossing and turning and waking up, and she sleeps restlessly, but she's just...
It's like Christmas Eve, right?
She's so excited. And she is up at the crack of dawn, ready, waiting, and she's the first one downstairs ready for the hunt, looking far too bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. No pun, Alston.
Before we get to the dawn and the next day, however, all through the night, the guards are yelling out, looking for something that's happened. There's mention of murder, a wild beast on the loose.
I might ask someone about that in the morning.
What do you do when you hear this?
What exactly does it say? Or did we hear?
Again, the guards crying out, monster or beast on the loose, murder, stay on your homes, stay in your birds.
I think Asta would stand up, like almost instantly, and look at Bolo, or to where she believes Bolo is.
So you're stirred from your slumber.
Yes.
Bolo, are you still playing at this point? It would have been a couple of hours.
Bolo would have stopped playing at this point, and as soon as the shouting started, he would, as quietly as he can, but which probably isn't very quietly given his size, has moved over to the window so that he can literally just stand up watching the street below.
Shadows play and dance around torchlight, moving in between the various alleys and streets of Daggerford. You can see the guard are looking for any clues or anything that points towards the murder of someone that's happened on this evening. It is about 2 a.m. at this point, give or take.
Yeah, remarkably adept at standing very still, however. He probably doesn't leave that position for the entirety of the night, making sure that nothing tries to creep their way into their room.
Gallows, in her restless sleep, would probably hear the shouts, and she'd just think to herself, oh, probably a good thing then that we didn't go. And roll over and go back to sleep. It's not her business.
Sorry, I think I missed what happened between Asta and Bolo as he looks out the window.
Asta would have asked what's going on, or if Bolo could see anything.
And then Bolo replied?
Very, very quietly, he would have replied that he hasn't seen anything, but the guards are looking for something or someone.
They would, I believe, she would try to fall back asleep, but it would be very, very hard for her. She'd be very anxious the whole night.
There are 3 heavy knocks on your door, Alston.
He's sort of half stirring from sleep. He's like,
Open up.
What?
No!
Fine. And he'll move over to the door and just sort of eke it open just a tiny bit and peek through the crack.
You see Tumrut there. Red face, red beard, furious look as he's scowling at you.
Did you have something to do with that? Murder.
Of course not.
You were covered in blood when you came in here.
Yeah. Just a coincidence. Good night.
Shut the door.
He's going to try and prop the door from closing. So what we'll do is we'll do an athletics.
Sure thing. Okay. Not bad. 18.
No, you close the door. Alright. So what do you want to do, Alston?
Alston is just going to go back to his bed and just kind of lays on it, facing the other way. Waits until he can hear the barkeep moving back downstairs, and just kind of passes out back to his nightmares, kind of just as he goes. That is all.
I'm just weighing some stuff up. There's another knock at your door. Open up! It's the city guard. This is at least half an hour to... Yeah, half an hour.
Am I on the first or second floor? Second floor. Okay, in that case, Olsen is just going to open the window and drop out. If he looks out the window, seeing if there are any guards nearby.
Okay.
Is there any chance Gallows would have been awake and seen or heard that?
I think that anyone here would have heard the knocks and would have also heard the commotion as well. So you can all act.
No chance I'd look out the window and see him drop past.
I would. Are you stealthing, Alston?
Well, I just like open the window first, and
Yeah.
before I actually jump, I'll like peek and look and see if there are any guards.
Okay, there are several guards outside. It's not like maybe 2 or 3 with their torches.
And okay, they're all kind of near my window. I'll just like is going to shut the window, double check himself for any kind of like bits of blood still left on his fur that he wouldn't have cleaned off earlier, and if he spots any, he'll quickly lick one of his fingers and kind of like try to rub it out as best he can.
As this is happening, the door is being poof, poof. Open up! In the name of the god!
I'm
At this
coming!
point, I believe Asta probably would have made her way downstairs by this point when hearing about the guard.
Yeah, Gallows is there.
Arrow would be poking his head out through the hallway.
And Bolo would be sticking to Asta like a shadow.
Yeah, you can see that there
Gallows
are
is walking
several.
straight at the guard.
There's 3 guards in the hall, and you do hear noises downstairs in the main tap room as well. So you could assume that there's some people down there as well.
I'm going to
You
just
see the
so
guards go for their
having-
weapons as you guys all peek out, and they're watching you to make sure to see what you're doing. And
I
what
walk
time is
straight
it?
over to them. You go first, Barkus.
I was gonna say, what time is it? Roughly.
2:33 a.m. Give or take, yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah, it's
Barkus
half an hour.
Barkus will stick his head out of his door for his room and just
You see-
shout at the guards. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. You stick your head out, you shout at the guards.
Shout at the guards. Do you know what time it is? I'm trying to sleep. Kick down the door and be done with it.
at about that time, I would actually finish sort of his rudimentary getting the last bits of blood out of his fur as best he can, and then walk over and just pull the door open.
Okay, so what I need from you is give me a deception. It's weird, it's not charisma.
What exactly?
It's like
What am I rolling?
disguise
for?
self, but it's also like it's not Dex. It's okay. What would you do for a disguise kit? Straight roll, performance. I think it might be deception. Just give me a
Sure.
deception. It's
Deception it
Yeah,
is. That's a 3.
Okay. There is just so much blood on you, even with like the little like smuts, like wiping. It's too much.
Yeah, Alston in.
You see
if
them
can't-
immediately draw their weapons.
You are coming with us.
Gallows has actually come out of her room and is down towards the guards.
Yeah.
Can Arrow ready Thunderous Smite?
You certainly can.
This is good.
At this point, Alston just kind of looks at it, just, why?
At this point, Asta's just gonna kind of almost barge through everyone. Like, it's very visible that she's blind, but she knows exactly where she's walking to, and she walks to like the large, like the who she assumes is the head guard, and she's gonna go like right up to him, and it's like, what's going on here?
This creature has murdered one of Duchess Morwen's guard, personal guard.
And what proof do you have of this?
He looks over, realizes that you're blind.
He's covered in the blood of the victim.
Can I?
How do you know?
Alston's
you
just
know
gonna
that?
kind of.
What if it's his blood?
I was
Is
gonna
it your
try and
blood?
roll to perceive the tone in his voice when he says it.
Yeah, no. When he did, he just ask if it's my blood.
Yeah.
Then,
More
yeah,
of a jest
Alston
than
will
anything.
just- Alston just looks at him and just.
Can't go anywhere in this fucking town without someone trying to stab me.
Gallows is going to kind of push into the room to get in behind Alston. I am actually going to take one of the bolts from my crossbow and kind of just try to make a slice in his back. Anywhere I can find.
The guards are in front of the door.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm elbowing my way through, acting like I'm going to protect.
I was going to say, along the same lines, I was actually going to say, while this is happening, if it's possible, Alston is going to take one of his long, kind of like wolf-like claws that's on the tip of his thumb and dig it into his palm.
Okay. Well, I'll need sleight of hand checks from both of you.
Sure.
What were you saying before, Britt? Sorry, lost my dice.
Asta.
When?
I think when you came up to head guard.
I was just basically asking who had the orders.
You wanted to roll about tone in the voice.
So
Asta has had.
By whose orders? Did you say that?
Yeah, by whose orders?
Yeah, the guard that seems to be in charge, Duchess Moen.
Do you have any more proof than just mere blood?
Yes.
A
creature of his description was seen by one of the children that is living on the estate.
And you're
let's
going
believe
to
a
take
kid.
the word from a child. Children make up all kinds of stories at the moment.
Yeah, they do.
Also,
what are the sleight of hand checks?
5.
16 for me.
Okay. 5.
That's a 5.
Put down that crossbow bolt.
Who?
But as you're like trying to like nick him with the crossbow bolt, but he does not see the wound on the hand.
And as that is happening, Alston will then just kind of like mock sighs at the guard, just kind of sort of seeming exasperated, and just kind of like, and just with that hold, sort of like as he's unfurling his fist, wiping the claw that's covered, that has a little bit of his own blood off on his fur as he opens up his hand, just opens it up and shows the wound in the center of his palm, and just goes,
"Unfortunately, I'm not the monster you're looking for."
Deception check.
I didn't even need to. He was telling the truth. I was right.
That is a 15.
Okay. You see his eyes studying you and flicking up and down, like looking at your hand, your fur, the people that are surrounding you as well, and taking in the whole situation.
I'm gonna flash him a grin, which is rather unsettling because it looks more like I'm baring my teeth.
Why are you here in Daggerford?
Why are you?
I live here.
I'm here to recruit people. All these fine folk who you so rudely disturbed in their sleep.
At this point, Bolo is trying to move his way throughout the guards far more politely than Asta did, just kind of giving little as he's very, very gently trying to push his way past to get behind Asta.
I'm still in the room behind Alston.
When are you leaving Daggerford?
Tomorrow at dawn, and I'm assuming that suits you just fine.
Today actually, it's today. It's today now.
Oh, she's right.
Yeah, I'm right.
I will speak with the dwarf that owns this establishment. You will be escorted out of Daggerford tomorrow.
Suits me well enough.
That means we won't be killed.
Gentlemen. Good night, gentlemen, and good luck on your monster hunt.
And then pushes the door shut.
And
goes back to
still
bed.
in your room.
Yes, as you turn around, Gallows is still standing there, and she just looks at you and goes, "Hi."
Oh. Go back to bed.
I can
Walks over to him.
You don't. I'm not going to make you open the door again and look like a fool.
I'm not going to open the door again. You're going to. Go back to your room.
He's gonna go over to his bed and sit down.
I'll open the door and walk out past the guards, looking at them, and going,
They're all
"I didn't even
starting
have
go
to
out.
stab him."
You're all fucking weird.
Yeah,
Fucking
I've heard that.
adventurous.
Oh no! This is Gallows brand. And she slams her own door.
That.
What was that, Esther?
I said, excuse me, use better language than that.
Use whatever language I want.
At this point, Bolo
You don't
just
sound
kind
very literate.
He's a
of
very
rolls
rude
his
looking
shoulders
face.
behind Esther.
He looks like he's gonna go to give a rude gesture to Asta, and then Bolo's intimidating presence. He thinks better of it.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Good riddance, what I say.
He sort of like walks up with the rest of the guys.
And
So everyone in the
and-
hall, you have a roleplay moment apart from Asta. Aaron, what are you doing as you watch all of this?
so you guys actually probably would just quickly hear the same laughter from inside, quietly, but it's there.
Arrow would be, I guess, chuckle to himself after the ordeal's over. Who's still in the corridor?
So you have Asta, Bolo, Gallows, Barkus. Though I think his head's just sort of sticking out as he watches the guards.
He's not head's not sticking out, but he's standing in his doorway.
Yeah.
I just slammed Alston's door.
Well, that could have turned out a lot worse than it did.
Yeah, I could have stabbed him. Would have felt horrible.
Thanks for the flow D&D with THC.
Yeah.
Also, from through the closed door as they're standing out in the hallway, they would probably hear as Alston leans out the window, looking towards the guards walking away, and just, "Good luck!" Window shuts.
You see a lot of them are disgruntled, sort of all spit.
Asta is going to telepathically link with Bolo for a moment, and
Just casually.
Yeah, just casually.
Yeah.
What have we gotten ourselves into? We're in a party of crazy people.
In response, she would have heard this 100 times before, but the voice that she'd hear back in her head is far less rusty and devoid of any stutter. You just hear, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. The bull seems nice.
And we shall retire back to our rooms.
As the guards are leaving, Bark's just like, "Good. Now it's all going back to fuck to bed," and just turns and slams his door shut.
Language.
Fuck your language.
It's your language too.
You hear nothing from Bark. He's presumably gone back to.
Sleep tight.
Alright.
Gallows, still out in the hallway, is actually going to turn around and knock very lightly on Alston's door and sing up very quietly, "Not city guard."
Don't you sleep?
Sometimes. I'm very excited.
What do you
come in?
want?
Can I come in?
Do you have to?
No?
Well
But
then,
I'd like to.
no.
Okay, I'll ask the question from out here if you want.
That's fine.
It was you, wasn't it?
We'll continue this conversation tomorrow when we're out of the city.
That's enough of an answer. She kind of giggles a little bit and heads back to bed. This time she sleeps pretty soundly for a few hours.
Okay.
Alright.
So, the rest of the night you slumber, dream, or not. But the sun does come. perhaps for the last time. Rise. Yeah, the dawn comes, is what I was going to say. Alright, so you guys all meet down, I'm guessing, in the main tap room. Ready
Gallows
to go.
is waiting.
Gallows is where already, yeah. Tumrit,
Girl looks like she's had 3 cups of coffee.
Tumrit's there at the bar, getting ready for the day of innkeeping. He has a head for him. You've still got a couple more hours of this place paid out before you have to leave. As Tumrit sees you, Aston.
They're already waiting for you. They want you to leave straight away.
What? No breakfast?
No. Things like you aren't welcome here in Daggerford.
Yeah, lovely to meet you too. Alright, everyone.
And just kind of beckons and is going to walk towards the door.
Gallows will wave at the barkeeper and be like, "Bye, thank you for having us."
Alright. So you guys all hit the streets of Daggerford with empty tummies. Okay. As the armor guard sort of like gets ready to escort you out the gates of Daggerford, what's going through everyone's minds as you head towards where
I'm really
this
hungry.
thing is taking you?
I was gonna say, Asta would have turned to Bolo at some point and said, "Oh, we forgot to eat breakfast."
Polo just kind of head down, nods, and gives a hungry.
You and me both.
Barkus just mutters to himself, "Fuck, I'm tired."
Arrow would look through his pockets to see if he's got any rations.
Does he?
Yeah.
He's got 1 day's worth.
1 day's worth.
Kind of, seeing people being a bit hungry and hearing, I assume, hearing the conversation between Bolo and Asta?
Yeah, they wouldn't have been hiding it.
Okay, yeah. Gallows is going to turn to the biggest guard there and say, "Can we stop somewhere to eat? I'm hungry. We're all hungry. Starving, actually."
What do you think this is?
An escort? Answer the
Right.
question.
Yeah, out of Daggerford.
Uh-huh. We can make a stop, I'm sure.
No.
Just one, just to get breakfast. Just anywhere you want. I'll shout you breakfast.
I have a strange feeling he's not going to listen to what you said.
What does this guard look like?
Tiefling, I'm not very smart.
Me either.
A lot of people know that and I do too, but I think that you might have me beat. In the dumb department, that is.
Yeah. I'd agree. Now, do you want breakfast or not?
No, I want to do my job.
You can't take a break?
I get a lunch break.
Oh, I'll buy you an early lunch. Whatever you want, truly.
You see that his friend looks back at him.
You too.
Gives him a scowl.
Shut up, tiefling. Move on.
Without breakfast.
Look, we can leave peacefully, or we can make a fuss. What would you prefer?
I'm actually with a Minotaur here. We should just keep going.
Upon that comment, Asta would hear what she is definitely identified as Bolo's kind of realization grunt of, "Oh."
Just to let you guys know, there's about 12 guards here.
Bolo begins to chuckle and starts kind of rapidly prodding Asta's shoulder.
What is it?
You hear him kind of right.
Oh.
Or he guides his hand down to Asta's and places something within Asta's hand. For anyone else that can see, Bolo has placed an apple in Asta's hand. He forgot he had 10 days worth of rations.
Asta definitely knows what this feels like and smiles quite nice, like quite happily. She will, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but when someone splits an apple like in half with their hands, yeah, she does that, and she gives half back to Volo before starting to eat.
Seeing this, Gallows goes, "Oh, good idea," and pulls out her own from her 10 days worth of rations.
Gotta love that explorer's pack.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are escorted through the rest of the streets. You have caught many gazes and glances, people whispering and talking about you. One person yells out "freak" at Alston, or perhaps the tiefling, or the minotaur. But you're eventually at the gates. The guards sort of array themselves in a formation so that you can't push back into Daggerford.
Fine by me. Farewell, gentlemen. We've got business anyway.
As you walk out the dirt road, you can see there's various carts that are coming in or leaving, merchants and people who are transporting things. It isn't too long until you start walking off that path towards where you originally wanted to bring these guys, which is the Misty Forest, Alston. Though 20 minutes into your journey, off from where you came from, you hear the sound of someone shouting towards your party.
Wait! Hold on, wait!
Asta would instantly turn around and be like, "Hello? Hello? Can we help you?"
Off on the horizon, you can see someone is running as fast as they can. They have a white linen shirt and tweed pants with some sort of sage green suspenders. Wait! Hold on!
Turns to Asta and just,
Do you really stop anytime anyone asks you to?
Anytime someone asks for help, of course.
He didn't ask for help.
Yes, but he asked us to wait. It's just polite to do so.
She's right.
And you watch him as he's running through a grassy knoll. He actually trips, starts rolling, picks himself up. He's got like tufts of grass and dirt all over him now, but he eventually catches up to your party.
We should stop, you know.
Olo is just chuckling at this man and leans down to Asta. He fell.
Yeah, he smells very earthy.
As he fell over, Barkus would have laughed and been like, "That was worth the wait."
He has messy, mousy brown hair, freckles all over his face, and he's not wearing any shoes. You're not sure why. He has rolled up his tweed pants as well, and one of his suspenders has popped off and is just sort of hanging behind him as he's trying to make his way here as quickly as possible.
Gallows is gonna go over and adjust the suspenders.
Oh, thank you. Hi. I'm so glad I caught you. I heard that the great Volo was amongst one of you guys. I just wanted to ask him some questions.
Volo.
Bolo? No, I'm looking for Volo. Where's Volo?
Oh, no, he's not here.
Volo
I think you have
Gudrun.
confused someone else.
No, the rumors said that he was staying at the Happy Cow Inn and he got kicked out with that thing, and he points to Alston, and that thing.
Does
Was
no
the other
one
sorry,
know
I
any
didn't-
manners around here?
Did not mean to be rude at all. I was just hoping to get my copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters signed.
Someone sign it and let's go.
Volo could sign it, but there's no Volo here. I think you might have got your letters mixed around, sir.
It's just my luck.
It happens to me all the time.
If you really like, Bolo could sign for you, but
Won't be worth much.
Is this Bolo famous at all? Are you
He
famous,
might
Bolo?
be one day.
there are legends.
Stories.
You write stories?
Even.
Interesting. What type of stories do you write?
No. He looks to Asta and gives her a light nudge once again.
He doesn't write stories. Let's just say he's almost like folklore. People tell stories about him and the weird things that they hear and see in the forest. Anyway, would you like him to...
Oh, fairy tales!
I mean, I guess it
you
couldn't
must.
hurt if you think he's famous. Okay, but maybe the back cover.
Ooh, demoted.
He walks over and he opens up the cover to the back.
Does he produce anything for Bolo to sign it with?
Yeah, he gives you a bit of charcoal.
Bolo.
What's that book worth?
It cost me a couple of months. More than a couple of months.
Astra is going to
2
turn
gold
to Buck.
pieces.
I swear if you do anything,
What?
I will not tolerate it.
Heaven forbid.
Bolo will quickly scribe his name, but spend the majority of his time drawing a passable picture of a bear's head next to his very crudely written name.
Thank you, Bolo.
I'm gonna peek at it and say, "Is that your signature? Every time? Do you draw that every time?"
Bolo shakes his head and
Oh.
he says, "Only for fans."
Oh. I'd like one. I'd like
He
one.
chuckles as he looks at Asta.
I'll get you to draw me a bear's head one day.
Oh, right.
And she just
well,
wanders off.
Thank you very much. I'll treasure it, Bolo. If I ever meet Volo, I'll tell him that there's someone out here with a name that's quite similar to his.
Bolo seems remarkably pleased with this interaction.
And he leaves.
Is there anything we can do to help you? Anything else? Or should we be on our way?
Oh, so do you guys want to hang out or something? What are you up to?
Well,
No,
I'm gonna go kill a vampire.
Oh,
we have business.
Oh, okay.
What a way to be forward.
Sometimes you
I'm
miss,
not wrong.
Austin
miss
is
every
going,
shot you don't take.
is going to just kind of walk around and like sort of stands next to the guy, putting his one like clawed hand on his shoulder,
Ah,
and just sort of and just like gestures to the rest of the party. Just,
Well, we wouldn't want to be wasting any more of this gentleman's time.
Please stay upright on your way back.
okay. Yep.
wait, boy. Do you have any food?
Oh yeah. Do you, please?
You see him patting his tweed pants. He takes out a small cloth and he unwraps it, and you can see that he's got some cheese, some nuts as well. But it's about like half a day's rations, if that.
Barkus will just reach down and take it.
Hey, that's mine.
Your contribution is appreciated.
Payment for the signature.
Roll
You
a
are
just
absolutely
jack this guy for his cheese. Roll an intimidation check. Can I just
16?
you know what? Keep it.
I'll just look him dead in the eye and just like eat that handful of nuts he had, just like chew open mouth, just
And
He's
I
chewing his card.
and I'm gonna slide him a silver piece.
Oh, thank you.
Just to
Well,
that's our payment. Sorry.
good luck with your vampire hunting.
Thank you.
He leaves.
Thank fuck. Let's go.
Barkus offers the cheese to, let's say, Arrow. Just like doesn't say, just like nudges him when he's like, yeah, lactose intolerant.
Thank you. And he takes it and just chucks it in, starts eating. And then he will turn to Alston. So, where's our first stop on this journey?
Well,
Turns back around and
that way. Misty Forest. At least I think that's its name. It's misty and it's a forest. So I suppose it works.
You seem awfully bright.
Do I?
I mean, that was sarcasm, but I thought I was being really obvious.
I didn't get it.
Mm.
Oh, you're all horribly dumb.
Yeah.
That Bolo just.
I don't appreciate that. I'm not dumb. My mind's just, not really all here.
I'm just not good with people. And she just wanders away again. She's walking towards the forest. See you later.
I ask that we leave the people business to me then.
Maybe.
We'll see.
So for people that would know the lay of the land, and you can decide whether your character does or not, I think Bolo might know because of his backstory and stuff like that. The Misty Forest is actually about half a day's travel from Daggerford. But it gets about midday by the time you get there. People that haven't eaten are getting quite hungry at this point. But you do start to see the edge of the Misty Forest, and its namesake holds true as you see this mist creeping out of it, and also a thick grey fog sort of hides the silhouettes of the various pines in this foresting.
at this
Asta
point,
doesn't really understand why it's called the Misty Forest, besides people just telling her that it's misty. But then again, she doesn't really understand what mistiness is, I guess.
It's like cold, humid.
yeah, at this point, also Alston from a small package, small pouch on his belt, would produce what looks like most of a leftover ration, but the ration is kind of the packaging is kind of, there are specks of something suspect on it. It looks dark.
Oh, Alston! You said we could talk about it when we're out of the city.
Hmm?
It was
What are
you,
you
wasn't
talking
it?
about?
It was you, wasn't it?
What was?
The guard.
What guard?
The guard. The one that was killed.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, I knew it. Sorry I nearly stabbed you.
What?
That's alright. It happens.
He killed that guard. The one that he said.
Why do you sound so happy about this? What did the
Just
guard
kinda-
do to you?
Nothing. I just think he was very good at handling the city guard.
I
was very impressed. I was very impressed.
Mm,
You mustn't be impressed by much.
Look,
I'm impressed by a lot.
maybe the guard didn't do anything to me, but it was their employer I wasn't very happy with, and I was sending a message.
What was the message?
Fuck you?
Oh. Wouldn't it... I would have sent a letter.
Takes too long.
And killing some... Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that out of the way, let's continue.
You guys all start weaving through the various pines of this place. The silhouettes sort of like moving past you like people in a street. You try to dodge them best you can, but there's another one there at every turn. Off in the distance, you hear the sound of of a howling wolf. And it is
I turn
joined
to
by
Alston.
another howling wolf. And then
I'm going to turn to Alston and say, that wasn't you.
Nope, and I don't know who it was, but what I do know is just ignore them. Follow the path. I've strayed off the path once.
their howls join in unison.
Just keep moving. It'll be fine.
sorry. if
Already
this
died a
offends
few
you.
times. What's one more?
I'm sorry if this offends you, but I'm not exactly fan of wolves.
You know what? I'm not offended by that. Neither am I.
That's ironic.
I know.
Barkus and Bowler, this place is like quite packed for you. You have to push through pines as you continue to move on, breaking their small spriglings, leaving a trail behind you.
Not a
Bowler,
problem.
you might have a better chance of not doing such a thing if you choose to.
Yeah, he's not keen on trampling the small plants.
Yeah.
Barkus does not care.
Yeah.
But actually, as Barkus is going, he'd probably be looking to forage any berries or anything he might be able to see, anything he recognize.
So what was that?
As he's going, he's not paying too much attention to the nature in regards to protecting it. Just he'll be looking around to forage if there's any berries or anything like that.
Give me a survival check. Bowler, how do you take to someone treating this beautiful place like this?
He, for the sake of just not like attempting to deck a minotaur, he's just kind of like his left hand, his free hand, the other holding his shield. Just he's got his like left hand kind of clenched, white knuckle. He's not exactly pleased, but he's not really vocalizing his displeasure.
I rolled an 8, which I'm pretty sure doesn't pass.
No, you don't find anything, unfortunately.
Okay. As I walk, just like lifting various bushes, just roughly just lifting it, looking at berries, and like just being generally rough with the nature.
Yeah, I can see your horns rubbing against things and pushing things, digging and disturbing dirt. Yeah, awesome.
All right.
Could I also attempt to roll survival to forage for things?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Heck yeah. That's a 19.
You find some mushrooms. You also find some berry bushes as well, and some seeds that are all.
Am I aware whether or not they're safe to eat?
Yeah. Knowing
Find
you and
out.
your character, they are. You can tell.
Yeah, just as they're walking, Bolo kind of stops, looks up, takes the quarterstaff from his back, and just kind of jabs up into the tree, and a couple of berries fall down that he does his best to catch, kind of using the underside concave face of his shield to do so.
Neat trick.
Now,
Am I able to roll survival or something to see if I can spot a small, a bird in the trees or a rabbit running past?
yeah, go ahead.
Cross my fingers.
So while you're rolling that, Gallows, you guys have
17.
been walking. You
Sorry.
start to lose track. 17.
Yeah, sorry.
You do find a nest nearby, though not occupied by any birds.
Any eggs?
You'd have to climb.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics.
I have 30 feet flying speed.
Okay, you fly up. There's eggs in there. 2 little blue, light blue speckled eggs.
I've got some eggs.
Cool. They're only about this big, though.
Good for a
Neat trick.
small omelette.
You guys start to lose.
But also, just quickly, get back down here. Stop. As much as it's a neat trick, flying in this fog is the worst idea.
What do you think those birds do?
I don't know, they probably get lost, but they're used to it. We're not. Get back.
I can hear you, and I just drop.
Fuck, that's what he said.
You guys start to lose track of time and your sense of direction. You're always moving forward. 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 The mist gets thicker and thicker, and your companions start to become silhouettes. You can hardly see a foot in front of you.
Bolo would have been keeping Asta or like keeping Asta's hand on his arm or his hand on Asta's arm as they walk.
Yeah, so while Bolo has his arm on Asta, Asta isn't having as much trouble as everyone else because, for one, she can't see. Yeah, so she uses her perception to kind of follow in trail of everyone.
I love it.
Asta is the guide now.
Your feet begin to ache. Your joints, they begin to ache as well. Your throats become parched. Your eyes start to itch.
Hey, Alston. How high up does this fog go?
He just kind of like opens his mouth to answer, then just like sort of dead eyes her for a second and just
High enough that you shouldn't go flying into it.
Where are we?
We're getting there.
Where's there?
To where Strahd is.
Okay. Yeah. How long?
I don't know. I don't
I'm
even know how
thirsty.
long we've been traveling for. We're all fucking
You should learn some
thirsty.
Patience.
We just
And
need
yes,
to
I
keep
agree, we're
walking.
older.
Okay.
I need
What
a
was
con
that
save
Asta
from
said?
everyone
Sorry.
as well.
Asta basically just said, you should learn some patience, and we're all thirsty.
I don't have to learn patience.
It is a virtue.
I'm not very virtuous.
Constitution, eh?
Got 4. It was a nat 1.
got 19.
Con save.
Way to start the rolls.
Nat 20. Doesn't mean anything for a save.
I got 17.
Okay.
16.
Oh, mate.
9.
Okay. All right.
Bye bye, Barkus. Bye bye, Alston. How'd Arrow go?
What, dude? I got a 19. I'm
4.
fine.
Oh, sorry. Bye bye, Barkus. Bye bye, Arrow.
It's okay, Bolo, we're together.
Nice knowing you guys, I guess.
God damn it.
Yeah, it was alright.
No, you'll be right.
As you guys all try to push through this mist, using the pine trees to support your weight, always moving forward, the overbearing presence of this mist and these trees is almost too much. You guys see, Arrow, whereabouts in the marching order are you?
I'd probably say he's behind Alston.
Okay. You hear the sound of clattering metal as you see the blue dragonborn collapse to the ground.
Oh, uh-oh.
You kidding me?
Why has he fallen over?
You can see
Help.
as you
He'll be.
as you're observing him, he's delirious with fatigue. Arrow, you take 1 point of exhaustion.
I'm just gonna just pick him up and just keep carrying him.
Arrow, do you want an apple
Am I
or something?
coherent here at all, or
Um,
am I like...
Everything's echoey. You're very lightheaded, but your body is heavy, so you're very dizzy.
Some bread, maybe.
I think I need a drink.
I only have water.
Never mind. If you can talk, you can walk.
And Alston's just gonna drop him.
And Gallus is going to go over and just kind of feed you water out of my flask.
Takes a swig.
Better? Better?
A little bit.
Okay, up you get. And she walks off.
Unfortunately, I don't think a sip of water is really going to fix what he has.
And in fact,
What does he have?
as you're drinking the water, it's thick. Almost, it's not like water, normal water consistency. It has an irony taste to it. you wipe your mouth, Arrow, and you look down at your blue claw, and you see that it's slick with blood.
Jeez. What was in that?
Oh.
Why am I
Wrong one?
bleeding?
Wait, Josh, wrong one? Or...
Mm-mm.
No?
That's your water flask.
Sweet.
As you look at him exclaiming, you have no idea what he's talking about. His face is slick with what looks like water, and his hand, it looks like it's water as well.
This is just my water.
Alston is just going to, like, as he sees what's happening, just kind of walk down and crouch in front of him, and he's going to take two of his fingers, trying not to hurt him, and he's just going to, like, push his eyelids open to look at one of his eyes.
What are you looking for?
Mostly just looking to see if there's a very familiar spark of insanity.
Roll an insight check.
Sure thing. I'm mediocre at those, but that's a 19.
19. Okay.
18 plus 1.
You can see the borders of it.
I'm just gonna, as he sees this, he's gonna go,
Alright, back on your feet, big guy. You'll be fine.
claps him on the shoulder and turns to the others and just
He's just a bit.
and like does the sort of finger twirl next to the ear gesture and just
The mists have that effect. He'll be fine.
Bolu, what was he doing? What's happening? I don't understand.
He's going insane. It's fine. It'll pass.
Am I saying anything else, or?
Who did Arrow ask that?
Arrow, yeah.
As he says that, you look down with trying to take into what he's saying, and there is no blood. It's just water on your hands. The iron taste still lingers, but it slowly fades away.
Bolo squats down next to Asta and just...
Dragon thinks he's bleeding. He's not.
We should move out of here as fast as possible. It doesn't seem like we're exactly safe.
Well, that's why I'm saying we should keep moving.
If Alston has said that it is the mists that are affecting his mind, Barkus will actually help. And I guess try and have him over his shoulder and aid him as much as possible.
Yes.
Oh man, I love that so much.
While hanging off his shoulder, Arrow will just like constantly sort of just keep wiping his face to try and get rid of the blood.
How tall is Arrow?
I think I made him 6 foot, I think it was.
Okay. You're not hanging off me then. That's alright.
Okay. Am I touching the ground?
As you continue to move for an untold amount of time, fatigue still at the edges of your senses, you start to hear the whispers of the past, the various voices that you've logged in your brains, in your mind, your memories. You start to hear laughter, giggles, and everything seems to be reaching for you. You start to feel branches reaching out with their fingers, trying to grab you. You push past. Every time you do, you hear snaps and cracks. But they're ever reaching, trying to pull you back. You swear they're telling you not to go any further. They're trying to warn you. What do you do?
Just to make it a little bit more unnerving, Gallows is actually going to giggle as well. Like, giggle along with these giggles that everyone's hearing. She's finding it a little bit too much fun.
As is Alston, is giggling a little, but he just sort of turns his head like half over his shoulder as they're walking and just...
You can all hear them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Forrest is angry.
I think he sounds very happy.
Look, everything here is angry. It's just kind of the
I'm
way of
not.
it. Just ignore them. You'll be fine.
We need to get to Strahd. Come on, it's important. This
Yeah.
thing, it needs to die.
Gallows.
Don't listen to the forest.
Gallows.
Don't listen to the forest.
My daughter. My love.
Definitely don't listen to the forest.
Daughter, come over here now.
I'm going to turn to look over my shoulder at that one.
They're standing there.
I don't think so. And I'm going to very, what's the word? Not carefully, just very resolutely, just stare dead ahead. But
Clever
everyone
girl.
has heard me respond to my parents, who are very dead,
So
and who I watched die over a decade ago.
Clever girl. That's how they get you.
You can be happy with us.
I'm happy doing what the clan has asked of me. That's what you guys taught me. You didn't teach me to hold you guys above anything, really. This is important. Strahd needs to die. This is important.
I hope I get this right.
Mom?
Are you?
Britt, you're
Rob?
gone.
Yeah, you're there. Yeah.
Brom,
Mom?
say something louder. I can't hear you.
Mom, I'm scared.
Brom.
Mom?
Oh, for God's sake, woman.
Asta is gonna start.
It's coming from behind you. Bro.
Frantically trying to look around. Obviously, she can't see anything, but almost like feel around.
I'm gonna grab Asta by
Yeah.
the shoulders.
Mom?
Bolo's grip on
Help!
on her arm
Please
tightens.
come back, please. It's been way too long. Please come back. I need you.
Real.
Please.
It's not
At
real.
this point, Bolo
It's not
just
real.
wraps Asta up. Just listen. Here.
She's gonna start full ball crying.
Gallows is going to come in, like, kind of trying to wedge herself in with Bolo and just to put her arm around Asta and say, my parents were here too. They died a long time ago. It's not real. The forest, was trying to hurt you. It's not real.
But Brom isn't dead. Brom isn't dead. I just haven't seen him in like 2 years. It's been so long, and the beast that took him.
I think it can emulate
I think he
anyone.
still has him.
I think it can emulate anyone. I think it
They
can...
don't have to be dead to show up here, but they're fake all the same.
You don't know that he's fake. How?
That's fake.
How would I hear his voice?
How would I hear my parents?
Magic. Let's move.
At this point, Asta is gonna have to be basically pushed. She's
Yeah.
completely shut down.
Together.
Bolo's not like he's kind of wrapped her up and lifted her off the ground, but once she calms down, he's not actually putting her down. He's just kind of like cradle carrying her.
This has happened many a time before, and she tries to relax into comfort that she's known for the last few years.
You hear the screams of Brom, accompanied by the savage growls and snarls of beasts.
Ignore it. Ignore it. Ignore it.
She's just sobbing quietly, because I think she does believe, like she does know it's not him.
Not dead, only.
Bacchus, what are you doing? Stop!
Cursed players.
Not the
Get out of my
children!
head!
Please, not the children!
Barkus is used to things trying to attack his head. He is pissed, but he is moving. And if he's still aiding Arrow, he is more or less starting to drag Arrow now as he picks up his pace.
As you move faster through this fog and through this forest, you start to hear the screams, soul-curdling. It rocks you to your core, but it fuels that anger that you've been nursing for so very long. Every step feels like a swing of your weapon.
Barkus continues to storm forward, but without sobbing, tears start running down his face. Cursed flare magic. Cursed fog. How much further?
I don't know, but if they're getting this insistent, we have to be close.
Good.
I just want to get out of here. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Arrow,
You're not meant to.
That makes all of us.
as you're being carried by Barkus as fast as he can move, tears streaming down his face, you barely holding on to consciousness through this fatigue and exhaustion. Off in the distance you see a gleaming sword made out of pure light. A wellspring of hope starts to radiate through your body. You don't know what it is, but you have to find that sword.
Is that the direction we're going, or?
It's just
Or
off
it's
in
just-
the distance, and it sort of gleams through the pines that the fog is there, but you see it through. It's almost like a haze, like an hallucination. You reach for it. You can almost touch it, but you can't.
He'll try and get to his feet.
Oh, you're already on your feet. You're being carried by
okay.
Barkus.
I'll try and lunge towards the sword, hoping to just grasp it with my hands.
Barkus. He's trying to get out of your grasp. He's trying to move away from you.
Hold still, it's flare magic. Ignore it.
Hold him!
I
Hold
need
him!
it.
Barkus tightens his grip on the arm that's around his shoulder, I suppose, so we can't, I guess, get...
As the chattering, the whispering, the voices of the past, the gleaming sword, the cries of your tribe dying, the calls of your parents, Brom, silent. You are suddenly standing on a road. The fog starts to pull back, and you see a wicked wood. You also see two trails of cartwheels, so it looks like this is a path. For now, you have a small moment of respite, if you wish to take it.
Gallows is going to turn to Alston and say, "What the fuck? What was that?"
I don't know. Funky mist. We're through now?
Barkus, you seem to have an idea? What just happened?
Cursed flare magic getting into
Flare?
your head.
Flare?
Flayers, accursed folk who get into your head with their magics. Enchanters normally.
Gallows
Barkus does
terrified.
Barkus wipes away the tears on his...
Well, we all made it out in one piece, so what say we go?
Does Olsen recognize this path?
Yes.
Yeah. This is the one leading to the gates, right?
This is the old Svalik Road. It will
And
lead
so-
to the gates.
He'll just say,
Well, I'd like to say we're through the worst of it, but what I mean is we're almost there.
Wait, Austin.
Hmm.
How come? Nothing. Did anything happen to you?
Probably.
What do you mean by that?
Well, why did that scare you?
Because I watched my mom and dad get ripped apart by a vampire when I was 7 and they showed up. That's a pretty scary thing.
True. True.
Wait. Does anything scare you?
I don't know, really. When I said I'm not really all here, I don't know. I hear voices a lot. It's not that different.
Yikes.
Hmm.
Bolo. You either. Was there anything there for you?
Bolo just shakes his head.
I wonder why.
He kind of perks up, seemingly a little bit proud of himself, and just goes, "Too clever."
That's fair.
Bolo fan book. So clever.
Love it
Man's
so
got
much.
fans.
Oh,
man has no
man has
past.
fans.
Alright. Yeah,
What?
with that, Gallows is satisfied.
We're almost to the gates if we want to keep moving. We're so close.
Bolo
Definitely.
just kind of like grunts and kind of jostles Asta as he's carrying her, just kind of like sort of questioningly, like, do you want to keep going?
She kind of wouldn't reply, I don't think. I think
What do you-
she's still too shaken up.
What are you gonna do? Turn back?
Kind of shrugs.
Look, how long have you all been adventurous for? I'm gonna be totally honest. Did you really come to fight a vampire? And you didn't expect anything to go wrong?
I've just never had that. I've never had that before, and I've fought plenty.
Yeah, well, not like him, you haven't.
I know. He's taken out plenty of people I know.
Is there someone to rest ahead? We got two here that can't move.
Well, let me think. Once we get in the gates, there's a village a couple hours away.
I don't feel like dragging this one another couple hours.
Quit your whining.
and he'll pick up, and he'll sort of take over for Barkus, helping up Arrow.
Good as anything.
Are we gonna go?
Josh, did you say something about it looks like an okay place to rest here?
I said you
that
have
what-
the choice to rest here, though you have the choice to rest anywhere.
He
Oh.
never says
could have
it's a
rested.
good place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
I'll take a nap in the forest.
Yeah.
No, don't. Let's at least get inside the gates. Sleeping here, from experience, is a terrible idea.
Bolo gives a grunt and a nod to Alston as he continues forward, carrying Asta as he does.
See, he's got the right idea.
And then he's just gonna carry Arrow along.
Black pools of water stand like dark mirrors
in and around the muddy roadway which you now trek. The giant trees, now more visible than ever, seem to still be ever reaching and clawing at you. You continue down, though your sense of time and presence starts to come back to you after exiting the mist. Several hours later, about an hour and a half, you come to what Alston has described to you, or told you, as the gate. The fog spills out of the forest and swallows up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses, looming grey in the fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework. Dew clings with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. Two headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads now lying among the many weeds at their feet. They greet you with only silence. I'm going to punch into this one because it's an awesome picture. This is what you guys see.
Yeah.
Ah, home sweet home.
Huh? You
Well,
live here?
No. I mean, yes, no. I was technically born here, I think. I don't know, I don't remember much. It's all a bit hazy.
Tends to happen when you're a baby.
I suppose.
So do we knock?
No, just walk on in. I mean,
As you guys approach the gates, you hear the sound of a deafening screech and scream. You would say it's akin to the stories of banshees that you've heard before, though you cannot see any specters or apparitions around you. It is just the rusty hinges of this ancient iron-wrought gate. Do you guys enter?
Yeah, straight in. Me, anyway.
Yeah, no sense waiting around out here. Wonder if I'll see him.
Who's him?
And just before we actually go in, Olsen is just going to just in general direction of all of the trees outside. He's just gonna go,
Hey, Birdman!
Oh.
and if
Yeah.
there are 30 seconds of no response, he'll just be like,
Oh well, maybe he died. Come on.
and walk inside.
As you guys move through the gates, they close behind you, accompanied by that same high-pitched scream.
Loud gates.
They shatter.
Huh.
The way is closed behind you. Welcome to Barovia.
Well, that's the easiest part done.
Sorry? What? Sorry?
That was easy.
Now we have to kill Strahd. Did you really think that was gonna be fucking harder than killing him? Jesus Christ, I should have vetted you further.
You're not very emotionally literate, are you? Are you, Austin?
Nope.
That's coming from me.
Not anymore.
So I'm going to punch into the map for you guys.
not since I lost my marbles.
All right. So what I've done is I've actually prepared your tokens on the side here, just so that you guys can tell where your characters are. For the sake of the whole party, I'm going to use this top one, which I'm pretty sure is... Nope, not the top. Yeah, so we'll use Bolo.
Bolo.
So this is where you guys are right now. Each square is 1/4 of a mile. So I'm pretty sure you'll be in there within an hour and a half.
Well, not long to go now. May as well get into the village, right? Get some rest or something. I don't know, whatever it is you people do.
Bolo gives another nod before he kind of looks down and just goes, Esther. Walk.
Yes, I've been able to walk this whole time. It's not exactly that I want to walk, but I will. Thank you.
That's the spirit! See? Things will get better for a little while. Let's go.
He puts it down very, very gently.
If she could stare daggers at you, she would.
Understandable.
Towering trees, whose tops are lost in a heavy grey mist, block out all but the death grey light. The tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another, and the woods have the silence of a forgotten grave. Yet they exude the feeling of an unvoiced scream. As you continue...
Alston, this looks like a place you'd be born.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. Yeah.
Who has the highest passive perception?
Probably
14.
Bolo.
Mine is 16.
11.
11.
Yeah, I think it'd be... Wait, did you say 16, Asta?
Oh, yeah, I have 16.
Yeah, in that case, Asta and I would be tied.
The both of you catch the scent of death on the air as you reach the end of the foresting.
Do you smell that?
Not good.
Not good at all.
It is coming
Austin's-
off towards the river.
Olsen is just gonna kind of put his nose to the air and just like.
Nasty.
Well, I mean, the village is that way.
Pointing down the road and just.
But if we want to check that out, I'd understand.
I'd like you to understand that.
Oh,
Oh,
you cut
sorry.
out.
You cut out.
Yeah, I missed most of that.
I just said, I hope you understand that I'm blind and I can't exactly see which way you're pointing.
No, that's fair. But I mean, the internet, whatever, it's fine. Village or smell, which one?
With Asta's comment, Bolo would very, very gently reach to her hand and kind of like spread her palm out before starting at the center. He very just slowly drags his finger in the way that Alston pointed.
Thank you. What do you think we should do?
I kind of want to see what's dead.
Well, how about this?
And he pulls out a coin and is just going to flip it.
Flip an
You
actual
just-
coin.
How about what?
Oh, I rolled a dice as an
That's fine.
equivalent.
No,
You
that's
can
fine.
fetch a coin.
No, that's fine.
Okay,
No, no.
yeah.
No,
I
no.
got odd, so I rolled an odd number. So
How about we go check out that awful smell? Yes, let's do that.
And then just starts walking off towards the river.
That's a good idea. I'll
Are you
use
still
that.
carrying Arrow at the moment?
Yes. You are coming with.
That's fine. That's fine.
Asta will turn to. I'm gonna imagine she can actually smell Alston, so into his direction.
You definitely can. I'm just gonna say.
What was it that you said, sorry?
I asked if Arrow was okay.
Arrow?
Or was that to Arrow or?
It was, I guess, in that general direction.
Hey, Arrow,
I'll
do me a
give it-
favor. Describe
Yes,
what.
I'm
what
fine.
your-
Let's keep moving.
Arrow, describe what your
She wasn't
character
talking to
is
you.
currently looking like, or like the expression he holds.
I think at the moment he'd probably be sort of holding his head. I'd say a bit of a headache after what he's just saw and gone through. Still trying to understand what he just saw and make sense of the glowing sword. Would it look familiar to him?
Roll a history check.
While he's doing that, I just want Asta to make a comment.
16.
That smell is getting mighty awful.
You guys are getting closer now.
I
I mean,
16
dead
on that
things
roll.
tend to smell.
The closer you get, Alston is like picking up the pace.
The foul scent leads you to a human corpse, half buried in the underbrush, about 15 feet from the road. The young man appears to be a commoner. His muddy clothes are torn and raked from claw marks. Crows have been at the body, which is surrounded by paw prints. The man has obviously been dead for several days. He holds a crumpled envelope in one hand.
I'm gonna walk up, take the envelope, and turn to Ulf and say, "How about this one? Is this one you?"
Dead body.
Nope. But
Paw prints.
and just kind of looks at him, and he's gonna kind of like lift up his hand. Can he see like anything under his fingernails? He's looking to see if the dude struggled.
Under your fingernails?
No, under the dead guy's fingernails.
Oh, sure. Make an investigation check.
Sure thing. That is a 15.
A 15? Okay, cool. With a 15, what looks like under his nails is dirt, feces probably. Though with your new abilities, you do smell the scent of lupine blood as well.
He's just like,
Though to anyone else, it would just look like dirt.
No. Seems like he struggled a bit. I almost wish I had. Oh well. Well, nothing left to find here. He's not good for anything anyway. Ugh.
I check his pockets. I pat him down.
I am gonna open the envelope. Will you do that?
Okay.
Josh,
So, yep.
I got a 16 on that last roll.
Yeah.
of history.
You haven't. It's gonna take some more thinking and probably praying.
Cool.
Or some more contemplation. Especially, actually, you were exhausted as well. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
level 1.
Yeah.
should have
Disadvantage. Did you
Oh.
roll at a disadvantage?
No, I didn't. Sorry, hang on. Yeah, nah. It's not even worth. He does have no idea what the hell that
As you
was.
inspect the envelope with the people who was looking at the body, Barkus.
Bucks was, yeah.
Yeah, so Barkus is now going through the corpses, his pockets. You see that the wax seal has a large B set into it. The parchment is worn and flimsy. As you open it up, you have to be careful not to tear it.
Yep.
I'm gonna punch in as well. So this is what you see.
So,
Can we zoom in?
Yeah, if it's okay.
Yeah.
See if I can do that.
Do you want to read it out?
I can't read that.
okay, so I think it says
Hail thee of might and valor. Yeah. In the Burgomaster of something.
I, the
Or
Burgomaster
I.
Barovia, send you honor with despair.
My adopted daughter, the fair help, Irina,
Irina Kaliana
has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Can't read that word.
Now
my dear Irina
languishes
and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land, with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of the weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. And then it's signed.
Kalian Ludinovich, Burgemaster. Or Bargemaster, I think it is.
I like Burgomaster.
Yeah, me too, but I think it's Bargemaster.
I think everyone loves Burgomaster.
I think that's actually his real name.
Okay. I'll punch back.
Well,
Looking up to everyone else, say,
I suppose it's a good thing he died.
Why?
Well, if he hadn't died, this letter would have gotten out, and then we never would have gotten in here.
Anything in these pockets?
Yes.
Stupid holy folk would have kept us out.
You find a tiny silver bell without a clapper. You also find a silver spoon with an M engraved in the handle. Nearby, you see a smattering of copper coins. In total, you pick up 3.
Barkus pockets the copper coins, and we'll touch the spoon to Alison and be like, "Is this silver?"
Good question.
and just grabs it with his hand.
Describe what happens.
Oh, no, I thought
It's probably not enough to like seriously injure him, but it just kind of like feels hot to the touch for him, and he's just like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that.
One second, takes the spoon from him and like pushes it against his hand and goes like,
How does it feel?
Like it might be of some worth.
Well, your first answer wasn't hot, so I'm going to assume it's silver.
and chucks it back to him.
Barks will block it.
Are you
Ash
okay
is
to add
going
them to your character sheet, or do you want me to add them to your follow?
I can add it. So there's a silver bell without a clapper, and a
Tiny
spoon
silver bell,
engraved with an M.
Asta's gonna kneel down next to the corpse and start feeling like from his chest up towards his face with both hands.
Alston is just kind of like watching her as she's doing it, and every time she gets close to a wound, he kind of like opens his mouth as if to say something, but then holds it, and as she touches it, just kind of goes like.
How messed up is his face?
Alison?
Huh?
No, the body.
Oh, the body?
The body, yeah.
Oh
We know
man, the
Alston's
crows
face is
been here
just-
for the crows have been at it, the wolves have been at it. You can see that crawling out of the mouth, maggots.
I can't see anything.
Sorry,
You
you
feel.
hear them. They're squelching and consuming noises. They're eating at this corpse. You can smell the decay as well.
I was hoping that there'd be some resemblance of a human being, but I can see that I should probably go wash my hands in the street.
You're gonna head down to the lake,
Yeah, just by the
the
waterside.
river. Yeah.
Yeah, Bolo will follow.
Yeah, Gallows will go too, just to splash her face.
This river flows as clear as a blue winter sky through a valley. The river is roughly 50 feet wide, and its depth ranging from 5 to 10 feet. So, as you guys are washing off the fog and the corpse, you hear a lone wolf cry yet again, joined by another, and then another.
I turn to Alston again and say, "Still wasn't you, was it?"
No. I don't think I can talk to them either. I don't know what the fuck they're saying.
And then just kind of like raises his voice a bit, cups his hands around his mouth, and just go away.
Not
Reckon
friends
it'll
of
work?
yours then.
And another.
No, why would I know
I would like to
wolves?
cast Speak with Animals at this point.
Bless you, Bolo.
Yeah.
So you can talk and understand what they're saying.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll do the same.
Hey!
Ye olde totem.
I have a feeling that barbs can only cast it as a ritual.
Yeah, it's gonna take you like 10 minutes to cast it, but you can.
They are.
Is that a short rest?
What you understand is that they know where you are and they're heading in this direction.
Does Gallo sense any kind of like? Is she afraid that they're going to be hostile at all? Like, is it obvious enough for
Yeah.
Gallows to?
So
Okay.
as you guys are looking around and listening to the howls, the
Wolves are
river
coming.
streaming and trickling nearby, you can see them coming out of the forest. They've formed a crescent formation and they're trying to surround you guys. What you see is 5 dire wolves.
Bolo kind of extends his hand out in a stop right there, criminal scum kind of motion. And just says, "No, you live."
They are brown and they look huge, almost the size of horses. They're
Damn.
red glowing eyes, and their snouts are pulled back, bearing their teeth. What did you say? So sorry, Bolo. Say it again.
It's just, no, you leave.
You do not tell us what to do. We listen
Gallo-
to the master. We hunt for the master.
Gallows takes her scimitar and draws it across her hand. You guys see this almost looks like molten gold blood drip from her hand into the stream. She takes 1d4 damage. She takes 2 damage. And I activate my Crimson Rite of Dawn.
Seeing this, their aggression rises. Their ears are pinned back now, their furs bristling. You can see the flanks starting to circle behind you guys now. You have 2 in front of you, and there are 3 circling behind you.
Damn it.
Bolo.
Are we against the river?
Yeah, we are.
Mask,
They're-
you can
For
accept.
everyone that's not Bolo, what you see is snarling and barking. And
At this point, Asta feels like there's going to be a fight, and she'll pull out from her small satchel that she has, like almost like a it's like a mask that covers her eyes. It's to protect her eyes if she gets into combat.
Bolo's just kind of looking at the one that responded to him and just still speaking in wolf, I guess. I am sorry. Are you willing to die for your master?
Alston, hearing this, is
You talk wolf?
Bolo gives no response whatsoever. Don't interrupt.
Did you ask
He's
if
trying to talk.
they are willing to die for their master? You guys all hear this like small, low growl and bark, but Bolo hears,
Yes.
Arrow will draw his sword. And,
just to paint the picture again, these are probably the biggest wolves you've ever seen. They are not little wolves. They are large sized. They are the size of a horse.
Does your master want us dead?
No. Return to the path. Or we are allowed to kill you.
Thank you. Bolo just gives a nod and lowers his hand before kind of nudging Asta. We go to path. They do not attack.
You see the obvious alpha look at the other direwolves and start barking commands at them.
Let them pass. It's the master's will.
Do they kind of part?
They let you go back to the path.
Move now. Bolo says that to the entire group as he just sets off in the gap.
And
Alston?
Gallo's hand's still dripping blood. She's very happy to go past.
Also, just kind of like looking at everybody as they all walk back to the path, just kind of like gesturing to the wolves, like one hand on the other hand on his sword, like he was ready to draw it. Just like,
go ahead if you want.
I really don't think that's a good idea. We should probably follow.
Yeah, fine.
You're on your own, but
Oh yeah, Bolo
just sticks in the
definitely
mud.
wouldn't have left Asta behind. He would have just kind of like probably a little bit too forcefully, kind of like pulled her along. He's keen to leave.
Yeah, I imagined as much.
Okay, let's go then.
Go for it, yep.
You're boring.
They watch you from where they are, making sure you return to the path. You see the alpha bark at the others after they've confirmed you back on the path, and they retreat back to the forest.
back on the path, you guys would notice that Gallo's scimitar was actually giving off a lot of quite bright light. It's like 20-foot radius around the sword.
Shit.
And her hand's still dripping blood.
That's something.
Neat little trick.
Ah,
I told you I hunt vampires. And the undead.
so your blood makes your weapons glow.
Makes them better.
Right. Don't know if I'd call glowing better, but alright. Well, let's get to the village.
And he's gonna just keep dragging Arrow along behind him.
I'm gonna bug Bolo in the background, just like, so where did you learn to talk to wolves?
Bolo gives kind of a dismissive grunt in response, just kind of as he waves his spare hand. He's determined. He's just making a beeline along this path.
Unfortunately, I don't really think that Bolo is willing to talk right now. I think he's a little bit distracted.
That's his panicked agreement grunt.
Asta, where did he learn to talk to wolves? Do you know?
Not exactly.
Oh,
I think we should just keep moving.
yeah, I'll ask him another day. And she trots off again.
Is Does anyone else say anything to anyone after what's happened?
Barks doesn't say anything to anyone particularly, but he will walk on the side of the path in the grass just to be.
Because he really wants to be attacked by Dial.
Just to the side.
Is there Master... Austin? Is there Master Strahd? Also, should he be doing that? Pointing to...
I don't know. I never met those wolves before. And Master? Aren't they just fucking animals?
Oh, no, Bolo... So I just realised that Bolo didn't.
I am so sorry, my Zoom crashed.
And you must now all play the person you've just been shifted
Oh,
to.
I'm Arrow.
Austin.
I'm Asta, and I'm.
Every time this happens, I don't move.
Yeah.
Move, infidels. But yeah.
Bolo is eternal.
I'm so sorry.
It
is what it
really
is.
do be like that sometimes.
But yes, Bolo did actually not relay any information
Okay,
about whether or
then
not
that's-
these wolves had a master. All he said was like, move, they'll let us pass.
Okay, well, yeah, in that case, I'm just, gonna point at Barkus and be like, should he be doing that?
I don't know. Like, I don't make the rules here.
Bolo's,
I've met the guy who does, but all he did was kill me. So,
It's like playing one of those matching games where you have to put the things in the right shape.
Bolo's head
Oh my
snaps
God.
towards Barkus at Gallows' comment. Just goes,
No. Walk on the path.
Who's gonna make me?
Me?
Try it.
You're...
Gallows goes over and just gently tries to take Barkus' hand and lead him back onto the path. Very nice.
Good luck moving in 8-foot Minotaur.
Yeah,
Stubborn as a bull.
I'm just gonna lead
Marcus
him.
does not move. He
Grab him by the
continues to
nose
park
and-
snatches his hand away.
Have you got a ring in your nose by any chance? Like a septum pin? I'm not
no.
wearing mine, but...
No, Magnus does not. Magnus
Bolo.
does, but
Magnus. Bolo, I can't get in.
If he does...
Bolo shrugs without looking back.
Yikes.
So
Harsh,
Barkus,
but
you're
fair.
walking off the path?
just to the side of it.
Oh, okay. So it's more like a small defiance.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
being petulant.
Oh, that's... I thought you were going back, have
No,
some
no.
words with those dire wolves. Alright.
No. I'm just walking to the side of the path the entire way to be.
Just to be a little turd.
The path starts to lead into the village of Barovia. Tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. The windows of each house stared out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence, except for a mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance. And
This is like the middle of the day, yeah?
it's coming up evening, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Seeing
Like
the village,
overcast, sort of.
seeing the village come into view, Bolo visibly relaxes and
Do
he
you guys
kind
want me to
of
punch into
slows
that,
down a
or
little bit.
you okay with that visual?
That's cool.
That's
I'm
alright.
good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yike.
Again, that mournful sobbing is all that can be heard as you walk through these streets, these dead streets.
Can anyone pinpoint where it's coming from? Any... Yeah, I'll look around, try to figure out where it might be.
I'm gonna punch in again.
Ara will say, "Well, this looks like a good place to rest. I don't really want to come up against anything else in my
Doesn't
state."
sound like a good place to rest.
Well, he speaks.
Barkus will turn to Alston. You've been here. Where's the pub?
Roll a history check.
Sure. Am I good at those? I'm mediocre at those. And I rolled a 4.
A 4.
This is cool.
Ah, neat.
All right. You guys can see my mouse, can't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant. So, what did you roll? Sorry, Alison?
4.
A 4. Okay.
Yep.
What are we more interested in? The mournful crying and sobbing, or the place of respite?
Oh, these guys are looking for a pub, and I'm just going, who?
Okay, so we'll split.
I mean, I'm interested in the sobbing. I just got asked where the tavern was.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bug people into paying attention to it. Like, can no one else hear that? No? We just want a nap, do we?
I want an ale. Been walking for hours.
Definitely don't want a disadvantage on every roll for the rest of this game. Well, I mean, it is 10:30.
Yeah. So, you know what? Let's leave it there. Village of Barovia. Bye, Ellie.
Are we gonna
Your
nap
favorite moment for
somewhere?
sure.
Or...
Yeah.
we gonna nap somewhere, or?
Nope. We'll start with a nap next time. Hey,
Very
Ellie,
well.
before you leave, what was your favorite moment?
We should resume with
At
tea
least
and
do favorite
biscuits.
DM moment.
Ooh. Who are we
Wait,
starting with?
is Ellie
Maybe
in the-
the stream chat
Ellie's
should post
in stream chat.
favorite DM
Yeah,
moments.
anyone that's stuck through the whole thing. Favorite,
yeah,
just favorite moments.
Do you want to explain how we generally do favorite moments, Josh?
Yes.
Favorite moments is the best.
So,
If you can remember what happened.
if you can remember what happened, at my tables, what we do is we do a round table discussion of what we liked and about each person and what they brought to the table. So we'll go around and we'll shower Alston with compliments. Then Arrow will get showered with compliments, and Astra will get showered with compliments. Barkus will get showered with compliments, and so forth. And I'll get also some compliments, which is awesome.
Can
What
we
it does
just-
is, obviously, it helps with our egos and also helps us feel like we are loved. So it's a very good homebrew roll that we have, and a little ritual that we do at the end of every game.
Fave moment.
Just before we do favorite moments, I just gotta bring attention to Gallows here. You know, on the left hand side of the overlay, we've got Alston, Arrow, Asta. Right hand side, we've got Barkus, Bolo, and can you just be Ballows? Just
Balor.
what?
Oh, A-A-A-B-B.
yeah.
I noticed that before. It's all in alphabetical
nice.
order.
You guys are one letter away from being Strahd. You get it?
Eh?
You get it?
Oh.
You get it?
I don't.
No.
BBEG.
Nice.
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
And
Ellie
I just
said,
feel unique.
Arrow's favorite character design is so fucking cool. Asta, so beautiful. I love the backstory reveal. Thanks, Emerald Wise.
I came up with that on the fly today. I had no backstory before lunchtime.
So
That was like, whoa.
That was epic.
on the streams, we've been running through. One person goes through everyone instead of we go everyone doing one
Sure.
person. I think it just works easier. So Alston, you are top of the roster, so you're going to punch in first. Punch in.
Okay. So starting with Arrow then.
Hmm.
Okay. I think for me, favorite arrow one was definitely just like first meeting Alston, where you just kind of like everyone was just sort of like, huh, it's a werewolf, and you were just like, walked over, just sits down right next to him, and you're like, so terms of the deal. I thought that was good.
Here to do a job.
Asta, I mean, I feel like everyone's gonna say it, but like obviously the role play scene where you were having the mist was pretending to be your son, that was like real. Like that goddamn. Barkus, I think definitely actually kind of a tie between one in the inn yelling at the guards for waking him up, and two being on the path where you just kept yelling about like the flare magic, and you're like knowing it's not real, but the tears anyway. Bolo, I mean, just he's Bolo. I really like Bolo's design, and I really like the kind of. I think my favorite part is the speech. In that you're just kind of like he's not necessarily all that into common.
He's not good at.
But yeah, the kind of silent communication stuff you had going on was awesome, and Gallows I think was great, but also I appreciate the assist in trying to stab me in the back with an arrow.
I got
And
you.
for DM moment, oh man, there were a lot of good ones. I think for me it was the. I mean, I think it was the like the bar. I think the barkeep, because like I really enjoyed the scenes in the fog and stuff, but just the barkeep and the way he was just like, "What's going on?" And I was just like, "Nah, it's fine." Chucked him a coin. He was like, "Okay then." And then just like once you realized something was actually up, he was just like, "Oh nah."
Favorite self.
Oh, that is a good question. I honestly think it was probably the interaction with the guards. I just like it was a really obviously very flimsy excuse, but I really enjoyed kind of giving them the fuck you and there's nothing you can do to prove it.
I'm just gonna close my door. Go away.
Yeah, it was good.
Fine.
It was fun.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Arrow. So, start with Alston.
Alston, definitely managing to shake the guards off. Where they were clearly going to take him no matter what, but somehow managed to get out of it. Asta, definitely the breaking down in the fog. Always is like your roleplay is amazing, and every scene that you have, it's just awesome. Barkus, the yelling throughout the door to tell everyone to shut the fuck up, pretty much, because we're trying to sleep. I thought that was pretty funny. For Bolo, I get the sense that he's like Groot, where like you'll explain what we're doing, and then he'll do the last thing first.
It works.
Like the just like pulling out the apple, and everything. That was cool. For Gallows, probably it's either that arrow bit, with like the bolt. Was the bolt or the arrow?
It was a crossbow bolt, yeah.
Yeah. Or flying.
Oh, I
I
forgot
didn't
about
see
that.
that coming.
Neither did I.
I thought that was cool. But for DM, I'd probably have to say just that whole the whole thing was just epic. Loved it. Like your voices, great, and each voice you can tell is just like a different character. It doesn't sound the same to any of the other voices you do.
Thank you.
It's great.
My heart. Thank you. Self.
Self.
Mm.
I know I like the water and the blood thing, but the more I think about it, the more I kind of wish I had done with it. But it's over. But yeah, I like that bit.
Yeah, you played it really well too.
I was worried that I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna play someone that's insane at the moment? But I guess I just tried to play it that everything was literally happening. So yeah.
Asta.
I forgot I have to push to speak. First of all, I had a lot of fun tonight. Like, I had a lot of fun. Even though it's super late and I have work really early in the morning, I had a lot of fun. My favorite Alston moment. So I had no idea about anything about your character, and like the fact that you're a wolf beast person thing is just like totally like my character. Don't know if she'll ever trust you, but you just played him so well. Like the voice, everything, did really really well, spot on. And he already has such a strong sense of personality already, so I thought that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah. For Arrow, like I really really loved how, like, again, I think Zach said this, but you like straight up went for like sitting down in front of Zach's character and was just like, so what's the deal, what do we do, where are we going? And I also loved that you were just like, you went so smoothly with the fact that you were seeing something that no one else was seeing. I thought it was really cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Barkus. What I've seen with Achillean when he plays, he has really good one-liners at the perfect times. Just like, I just love it. I think everyone's already said it, but like when the people, like the guards woke you up and you were just like, I'm trying to sleep. Like, I love that so much. And the fact that you kept to your character and helped out Arrow when he was being affected by mind magic. Bolo, I just snapped. I love Bolo so much. I love our relationship that we have. I love Bolo so much. Big thing for like speaking with the wolves though, because there was about to be slaughter. I mean, I put my mask on already. I was like ready for combat, and you got got us out of that, which is really really cool.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
I've
first
seen-
session TPK.
I've seen people TPK on those walls, so
Yeah. Gallows, you are so high energy, and I'm so all about it. Like, Jesus, crazy. Also, just at the end, the whole scimitar, golden blood. Whew, love that. Love the way you described that.
It's my shtick.
Yeah, fucking loved it.
dick.
DM moment. So when we're playing a module that, like, is it called a module or like a game that has already been done?
Yeah, module.
Yeah. Every DM tells them their own way, and the way that you have started this campaign is so strong. I love it so much. Your voices are on point, your storytelling's on point, your stream's on point. Freaking love it.
Yeah.
Until someone leaves.
Yeah, sorry about that. But also, quick shout out to Dumb Soldier Dude.
Yeah.
Love him so
Oh
much.
yeah.
I loved him.
Hopefully he comes back.
And favorite self moment, I just want to say, like, I haven't been feeling very connected to D&D at all for a really long time.
Hmm.
And tonight I felt really, I guess, like, in the zone. I got really into my RP. I'm really connected to this character now that I've actually written her a backstory, so I felt really good about tonight, just with everything. With character interaction, role-playing, everything.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's me.
Barkus.
Alright, so Alston just roleplay is on point. I don't know what to say. Done well. I don't even think there's any particular point that's like, yeah, this is like really stood out for me. Like, that sounds bad, but like just generally good, as opposed to like having a one good moment. You just were consistently good. If you get me.
Yeah, thanks.
Arrow. I don't know why I'm calling you by your character names. I'm just looking down the list. James, Arrow. Yeah, just I feel I'm gonna have a lot of cheap answers because it's what everyone else has said. But yeah, no, just the work in the fog and sticking to being exhausted and the mental state and everything. Like there could have been a point where you could easily just gone, yeah, no, I'm fine on my feet and I'm back to normal. But you stuck with it.
I was so glad you stopped him when he saw the sword, because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna have to go with this.
Yeah.
Just like
On
that well
that
guess I'll
note,
die.
The second you
moment-
were like, I'm kind of struggling, and Gallows was like, no!
Yeah, the moment that Gallows saw her parents, I was like, he better not bring up Rob. I was like, I swear, if he does, I'll have to go with it. The same thing that, like you just said, Arrow, like 100%, like that's character, like it's ingrained in your character. Like it wouldn't be not playing your character if you didn't want to go. Like for those characters, that's what I'm saying. Like Gallo has a very good reason for not going.
Oh yeah, like Gallows is. There's no way in hell, even if she watched them die, and even if they were resurrected, she would kill them. Things that have died should not undie, is basically Gallows. Yeah. If you dead, you dead. She's not happy with all the time that Alston keeps saying. Not happy that Alston keeps saying, oh, I've died a few times. That might be an issue later.
Yeah, that'll come out sometime.
But yeah, James,
So-
if Barkus does not like mind magic, so if there's any more things that Magnus can resist, or Barkus, yeah, I've got you. Asta.
Sweet.
Again, it's the fog scene. I mean, it was the standout performance of the game.
Yeah. Where
Barkus
shuts up.
is me, so it's that. Bolo, yeah, the thinking about it cleverly and using speak with animals instead of leading into a fight, because even though Barkus has speak with animals, it would have been threatening, not talking down. So well done. Thank you for thinking. And Gallows, yes, again, thinking outside the box, trying to, even though it didn't work, trying to use the bolt to cut, to make a wound, thinking outside the box, good. It was good. Again, Barkus wouldn't have had that, had the delicate touch. He would have just been like, fuck out, or I'm going to chop you in half. So, yeah.
Equally effective.
Depends on the guards. DM moment, again, as everyone said, you run the world so well. Specifically, I think you did well with the individual sort of interactions in the fog, picking sort of people's things, and like the way you role played it, and just everything about that was like a really good thing. Kind of wish I interacted with it more, but I don't know. I was just like, Barks has come across mind magics before, so I like to think he has some sort of knowledge. Like, if it's not something that's directly saying he is bound by it, I like to think that he has some resistance to it in a way. And yeah. And soft moment. I found it amusing that I used a werewolf to test if something was silver.
Yeah, that was excellent actually. You just slap the spoon against Alston and you're like, hey, is this silver?
Does this hurt you?
Does it
It's
hurt?
like, no.
Bolo, bolo, bolo.
It's a bit warm.
Yeah, for Alston, like I know how keen you've been to come back to this, and
Hell yeah.
I am fucking so keen that you did, because that roleplay that was on point. And I think there was just one moment that perfectly summed up the kind of dude we're gonna be dealing with. And that was when you shouted out for the Birdman, and after a couple of seconds of no reply, you were just like, I guess he died. And then, not phased at all, just continued. You continued it. It's like, all right, dude, I know he's dead. Sucks to be him, I guess.
Sorry to cut in, but another honorable mention in the same lines of that is when you shout out to the wolves to go away.
Can you understand them, Alston?
No. Not just shouting out to them to go away, just like, oh, I don't think I speak their language. I'll try my own.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just, he's a bit wolf, right?
And also,
might not
you chose
speak their
wolf.
language, but there's a slim chance they speak yours. Yeah, I think for Arrow, like, yeah, with the blood and how you played that, but how as you kept going through the forest, you mentioned that you kept checking, so it was like your little kind of constant sanity check. I did very much like that. I'm not entirely sure how fruitful your sanity check proved though, because yeah. For Asta, there was just one comment in particular when Alston said the village is that way, the river's that way, and you were just like, cool, which way is that way?
Cool, I'm blind.
Yeah.
Very
A lot
tough.
of people do
Very
forget
tough.
that I'm blind, and it's just like, well, yeah. I know which way the river is, I can smell it, but, which way are you pointing?
Be prepared for that to happen a lot.
Yeah.
Be prepared for you to remind you that I'm blind a lot.
Be
Yeah.
prepared for when you say I'm blind for Gallows
the
to go,
him,
oh, that way, and point
Thing
at
all
you.
over again.
Yeah, so like, just that comment in particular, but yeah, the constant reminders like, guys, I can't see, would it fucking kill you to be a little bit more descriptive?
It's like, she can see to a point, but she can't see faces. She can't see what, like, gestures people are making, so she has no idea. Like, you're making, like, the most gruesome face at her, and she will not know.
Yeah, I do very much like that, and I think you played her very well. Barkus, your straight up aggression, but like that's something to be noted. But honestly, like breaking down a little bit in the mists and crying, but not really letting anyone know that you were kind of sad. I feel as if that's a very, very Barkus thing to do. Show no weakness, show no fear. And special mention to being a petulant little shit and not walking on the goddamn road.
Yeah.
I was waiting for repercussions on that, honestly.
Yeah.
Just struck by lightning.
Dear lightning, excellent.
Turns out that the die wolves know call lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're lightning walls.
For Gallows, how kind of like happy they are, but there was just something really sinister about Gallows going, yeah, he needs to die. He needs to die. It's like having a 2-year-old be like, I'm going to strangle you in your sleep, yay?
I am so glad that the vibes come off right.
Yeah, like I get the feeling that like Gallows is kind of like generally a pretty cheery person, but they've got a mission and they're gonna fucking complete it.
Oh no, she's that's what makes her happy.
Damn.
She's She's a special girl.
Goal oriented.
DM, I think the dumb guard was. I very much like the dumb guard, who acknowledged he was dumb, but then straight up, you've got me beat in the dumb department, tiefling. And I know a few people said it, but I also want to mention that just the scene setting, because you could have just said, you're a 60 fox, shit's whack, yo, but just kind of really tormenting us with the forest, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Except Bolo, his mind is a fortress.
Not afraid of anything.
He fears nothing.
Shh, Asta. But and then self moment.
Do you
I'm gonna
wanna know a
say
secret?
hopefully. No. I think I think hopefully avoiding a TPK, and if we end up surviving this, I'm going to claim all the credit. Get ready for that.
Well, I mean, I think
Keeping
you've
us
already
alive,
saved
yeah.
us once, so.
Exactly, and had I not done that, would have been a TPK. It never would have been able to finish.
Yeah, I was ready. All right. I've kind of written them all down, so.
Oh, no.
My phone
That's what I
up
was
just
doing.
like, I better write
Smart,
stuff
so
down. And
smart.
I was like, it's 10:30.
Yeah. Oh no, I've written all the my favorite moments down because I'm a very forgetful person.
Yeah.
I just forget to start it.
Yeah, no, Alston. Zach, you've been waiting, as Jacob said, to play this character for forever and a day. I'm really glad to be part of the campaign where you finally get to play him.
Yeah.
But just the amount of times that Alston was just like, nah, it's fine. No, it's all good. This is fine. And just the laughter, just like,
that
we're all
laugh.
good. Nothing to worry about. It's just dead thing, nothing to worry about. Yeah, it's good. You seemed... Even Gallows was a bit unnerved by how fine you seemed with everything.
Yeah.
Arrow, you were so ready and willing to roll with everything. Like, you were just like, oh, cool, guess I got some madness now. I'll play that I'll play that perfectly. Or, guess I've got to I've got to let this werewolf carry me. Not too happy about it, but nothing I can do. And also, thank you for not accusing Gallows of giving you blood. Because she would have been like, oh shit, wrong one, or...
Well, what I was thinking, I was like, I really wanted to draw his sword and then point it at you, but like, you're trying to poison me or something, but I didn't think of it in the moment.
I understand that, but she would have just...
Hindsight is a
broken down.
lovely thing.
Yeah.
Horrible miss.
My Zoom just crashed again.
Oh!
Okay. Here comes the shuffle. Oh no, it's fine.
Oh,
Is
no.
it?
Shuffle, shuffle.
Good.
We're alive.
Yeah, we back.
We did it.
No, it's because Brittany's last on the thing. That's why
Ah.
it didn't.
Oh, sweet, that makes sense.
Just
You
put
can't
me
hear us.
last all the time.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I
Genius.
can drag you guys.
No, you'll have to be the last person in there.
To join, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I can do that. But
Yeah, you
mine
can
is
always
definitely
leave and come
phone
back.
not stable.
I thought Achilles just dropped out for half a second there. Yeah,
No
Asta,
shuffle.
like, obviously the
So lucky.
scene in the forest. Obviously the scene in the forest, but, like, just when Alston walked into the room and you turned to Bolo and you were like, oh god, is he a beast? Like, why is that a beast? Is that a beast? Uh-oh. Like, very first thing that I heard from your character, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna like her. Barkus? Like, there's obviously everything that's been said, but I'd like to give special mention to, haha, I'm gonna be a scoundrel and upturn everything in this forest in an attempt to find berries. I'm gonna kick shit around. I'm gonna pull up these plants in case there's berries underneath. It'll be
Imagine-
fine.
Imagine
Pull
Bolo
those-
being like, quit it.
Bolo's just being
I'm-
like pissed in the corner, and Barkus is
Let's
just
friend.
kicking. But Bolo's like, dude, stop fucking up the forest, and Barkus is, haha, breakfast.
And Bugs is just like plant in each hand. What do you mean?
Yes.
No, and he's just such a big, threatening character. It's like not like anyone could say, "Hey, don't do that," because you'd be like, "Why?" Like on the
Are
side
you
of the
gonna stop
path.
me?
What are you gonna do about it? Even like Alice just gave up. She's tried to lead you back onto the path by the hand, and you were like, "No," and she was like, "Okay."
Well, I guess you're not on the path then.
Yeah,
Enjoy the wall.
you do whatever you want. You have fun over there. Bolo, your whole character. I love it. Just you're so protective, you're such a strong sweetheart, and you're so obviously so focused on Asta's well-being and just
I love Bolo.
I want to chuck it out there that maybe Bolo didn't come across anything in the forest because he was so focused on Asta.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that if like, because you asked him like, are you not scared of anything? I was kind of tempted to say like, nah, dude, like, you know, Asta's here. This is fine. I'm doing my job, but he also doesn't have the linguistic skills to articulate that.
You know that meme format, the no fear t-shirt, and then something one fear, no fear, Asta, one fear. DM moment. Sometimes I have a lot of trouble with immersion in just D&D in general, especially Theatre of the Mind. No issue whatsoever. That was some insane storytelling. Like,
We were only
it
just
was-
beginning as well.
oh,
There's
it was like
more. Deeper.
goosebumps worthy storytelling. It was amazing. Like, seriously, wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And yeah, self moment. I've never played a low charisma character before. Gallows has 7 charisma. So I'm kind of feeling pretty happy with how I played the 7 charisma character, not as a mean. They swapped.
God damn it.
Not as a mean, like grumpy character, but as just someone who's so obviously socially stunted. Like she's special. That's for damn sure. And so just like being like, oh yeah, okay, wander off halfway through a conversation, or give up halfway through that, or just annoy someone until they're ready to turn around and kill me. I feel like it's about 7 charisma.
So good. Okay. My favorite moments. Alston, he's back. Oh my god. He's back. He's back. And not only that, he's back with so much flavor and storytelling potential. It's nuts. He can go in any direction and have anything happen. Some of the favorite moments though, like I could feel how like. Okay, so I think my favorite has to be like home, right? Because outside of that place for him was actually more uncomfortable than it was for him inside that place, and I think that was very purposeful. The way you played that, it's like no, it's like this is where I need to be. But like outside, it's like everything's too normal. I hate this place. It was really good. I did love that you checked error. I look in his eyes like yes you do.
Yeah.
So good. Your instant interactions with the dwarven barkeep was amazing too. Especially, I give him a coin, and it's like he comes up. It was you, wasn't it? It's like no, go away. You close the door on him. So good. But yeah, no, he's amazing. I'm so excited because there's so much going on with that character behind the scenes. Arrow. I think that, let me be a little bit poetic here. Hopefully it's not too cringe. Lightning and thunder is usually quiet and distant at first, but I feel as you play Arrow, he's going to become more present, like a storm.
There was a few times where I was trying to figure out my spells, and
I crashed
was
again,
getting
but I'll
ready.
be back.
He
To smite some fools.
like right now, like I feel like I can see the character there. He's coming for sure. Like off on the horizon, I can hear the thunderclap. But like I feel the way you played the drinking of the blood, seeing the sword. That was all very present, and I could see you jump into your character's skin, especially the moment at the start where you took the initiative to sit down next to Alston. It's like, is this you? Did you do this? No one asked about the message. You brought that up, so I could punch into it and show it off what it was, which was super cool. So that was your directed scene as a player, which was awesome. Asta, Mom,
Hello.
Mom, like that was like that role play straight off the gate. Of like you took the
I
like,
paused for a second because I was like, "Does anyone else have a kid?"
Yeah. I was like, who the fuck's he talking to?
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I read the backstory. I was like, yep, and then there was like at the end, it wasn't like it was established, but it wasn't like 100%. I was like,
no, it was right. It was right.
Cool. And I was like, I hope I don't get this
She would have
wrong.
felt like that.
Oh man, it was amazing. I love that, and you were so quick to take that and run and role play it to like perfection. It was so good.
It was proper emotional.
Oh yeah.
I did. I think I actually got kind of teary.
In my head, I saw. It was very hard to be pulled away from that. You didn't have. I don't think you saw him. It was only his voice and the noises.
Yeah, it was definitely only his voice.
We didn't let her turn
That's why I
around.
was like, "Where are you? Where are you?"
Yeah. And like.
And I couldn't see him because I'm blind.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's blind.
Yeah, exactly right. No, you're right. Of course, it's the voice. Yeah. Shoot.
I hadn't even think of that.
Oh, she gone.
No, she gone. It's okay. Amazing.
I'm still here. I'm coming in now.
Wait.
We've all been thrown so far out of the way.
I'm still
James.
in the square.
James.
Just.
Fist bump. Let's go.
Wait.
Hang on, wrong way.
James stole mine. Not James.
Yeah.
Jacob stole mine, which was the crying Minotaur. Like I when I was like layering that scene, I was like, yeah, like he's back in that. He's like it's for him that would be massive. And the way you took that stuff that I was laying down and ran with it, and then described the emotions your character was going through, for me was very powerful. And it wasn't something that's obvious. It was accented, which is masterful, because you can play a scene with emotion and you can really be heavy-handed with it, but it's surgical to be like, this is something that you see, you can react with it if you want or not, but it was just so,
She's back.
it fixed itself. But yeah, for me it was perfect. Also, leaning out the door and saying I'm trying to sleep. I also loved, foraging for food, just breaking bark and leaving trails, and just being a literal bull in a bowler shop.
Check this out. Rips up entire tree.
Yeah, exactly. Bowler.
There's nothing in here. Throw it to the side.
Next.
Bowler.
This tree is devoid of meat for some reason, and thus it has no use to me.
What can I say about Bowler that hasn't already been said? Am I the only one, or does some people want Bolo plushies, like just a little like?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I 100% would order like 10 of them at once.
Yeah. I want a
And
Bolo
my
plushie.
Zoom
Thank
crashed again.
No, that's actually exactly how I feel. He could
He's
be
amazing,
a plushie
man.
or a pop figure.
He's
It should
so
just have like a
good.
little thing, like a little bit that you can squeeze, and when it does, a little speaker in the back just says "bolo bolo bolo" for 10 hours.
Dude, like he's such a well-designed character, and for a character that doesn't say much, huge presence, right? Huge. And that pivotal moment where like those dire wolves were there, and that role play between the two, the dire wolves and Bolo, was awesome, because they were squaring up like nature-wise, so good. But you knew that there was
Man's
something
out here
wrong.
just trying to preserve the
Yeah.
balance, and y'all keep fucking with it.
I didn't mind Alston's comment of, "Oh, you chose wolf."
There was one scene that I saw really viscerally in my head, which was when you peeked out the window to the streets of Daggerford. I saw the mask being illuminated by that torchlight, as he watched the guards searching for Alston. That was, for me, I imagined that, and I was like, that's so cool. And all it took you to say was like, I check out the window. But
Dude's real good at standing still. It's like half of his shtick.
Just I don't move.
I also loved you signing the book as Bolo instead of Volo, and it was a bear. Bolo. Gallows.
And you were just like, no, for my fans. That was excellent.
Your Gallows, your roleplay and your player interaction was huge. Player interaction is very important. I don't think there was anyone in the party that you didn't touch base with at some point, and it is a very, very valuable thing and hard thing to do. It's very easy to be like, well, I'm playing my character right now, so I'm focusing on what my character's doing. But to be that character that's the in-between, it's like, Bolo, what's up? Why are you like that? How did you learn how to talk wolf? Like that's so important as a player, and like it's very rare to see. Your descriptions of your spells, and but like all time has to be your reaction and role play to your parents. Like that was huge. Especially like I was role playing at you there, and you're like, nope, just keep going, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Can't react.
Yeah, like it was so good. Like, and Gallows has such a silhouette. She's really, really well designed, and she's perfect for where she is. Oh,
Thank you.
I'm so excited to see what you do with her. But yeah, don't. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, you go. I was quite scared actually by the her parents showing up, because I was like, oh shit, is there any chance they are undead? Because that'd be one hell of a sick prank.
What a twist.
Hell of a sick damn prank.
But seriously though, like you really need to appreciate that
Thank you.
character that role plays with other characters. It's super important. And yeah. For self, I loved how well everything turned out, apart from the Zoom shuffle, which can't be helped when this stuff happens. Yeah, I worked really. Oh wow!
Oh, sick!
Thanks for the donation.
Yeehaw!
Thanks, B.
Yeehaw!
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That went through so fucking quick.
Thank you so much. I wanted to show off that GIF as well. Smaug in his treasure hoard. But what was I saying? Yeah, myself, I loved the outer city stuff. I liked all the work I put into the stream, and I think I'm gonna try and bring this quality to the others. But this one, I wanted to make sure I hit out of the park. Especially
Just gonna make sure that someone doesn't keep having their Zoom shut down on you.
Yeah.
You know.
What do you do?
I'm pretty sure my computer really needed some updates, which is why it kept shutting down. I'm currently updating my computer, so.
Yeah, dude, seriously, session was awesome. You did a killer job.
Thank you. I think my favorite was the fan of Volo.
Yeah,
I liked him. He was silly.
fun.
He wasn't meant to be serious.
And also, we took his cheese. That was pretty good.
Yeah, straight up jacked him for his cheese.
I did like that we talked about, like earlier we'd talked about Bolo's similarity to Volo name-wise, and you mentioned that like, alright, if Bolo wrote a book, what would it be? And Zach was like, yeah, like Bolo's guide to, was it exotic fruits and how to think for things?
This might be something that inspires him to go write that book.
Oh, Volo, you got a book?
You get famous? Bolo do this.
Yeah.
Love it so much.
Yeah.
I worked really hard to get it all up to snuff like it is today, and I'm glad it paid off.
Yeah, you did well. As
You
usual.
could have something on the something somewhere that says to the viewers about the favorite moments, so people can be aware of it instead of.
That'd be good.
If we just had like a favorite moments banner that got plastered across the top of the screen, just to be like, this is what we're doing.
Oh yeah, you could just you could put it in for the middle thingy.
Yeah, well, I could actually just put a chat box in there, and then we could see the chat in the middle of the screen, and they can see as well, so we're more aware of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Aw,
Well,
guys.
Oh, 3. I put in 5, but okay.
Oh, guys.
Hey, nice.
I like.
Yeah,
Dragon.
Twitch gonna take their cut.
Twitch can take their money.
Twitch can
So
take
what's
your
the episode
money.
name, guys? I'm gonna quickly shout out thanks for follows, and now thanks for donations. Wow. Maybe
Episode name, I think. Return to Ravenloft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
Is that the series name, or is that?
Good point.
Yeah, serious name.
At the risk of using one of my own character's quotes, "Home sweet home."
Yep.
Done.
Come home, Austin.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly run through the thanks. Thanks, Gallows, for the 317. Thanks, B, for the 5. Keep on keeping on. Me too, boy. Thanks, D&D with THC for the follow. Thanks, Kiwi Tyler for the follow. Thanks, Riley on 16 for the follow. Thanks, The Word of Helix for the follow. And thanks, Fair Bear Claire and Inkabilly for the follow. And the Stoge Guy. Thank you.
Just shout out to D&D with THC for that name, because
Yeah. Come forward with who you are, you absolute icon.
I haven't.
Shout out to Dreaded GM for being an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to the 3Ds for the suggestion of Bolo's Guide to Wolves being your book.
Yes. It should be Bolo's Guide to Wolves.
Yep.
Just about wolves.
It's one page and it's literally just a speak with animals scroll.
Anyone want to tell me why Streamlabs
just-
has taken $10 from me after I donated?
Has he got blade?
You have been pranked.
I only got 317. I didn't.
What did you pay with?
PayPal.
I did too, so I'm gonna check my PayPal.
Yeah, $5 for my donation.
Yeah.
And then $9.98 for PayPal Streamlabs.
I'll look into
It's
it.
a bit cooked.
Yeah, it's a bit cooked.
So 15 in total, which I don't mind. But
I'll look into it, but.
I'm just mad that it didn't go to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm mad.
More than half.
It just said -5 USD on my payment.
So, the 3Ds said, he went
as in
the episode name. Bowler's Guide to Wolves is pretty dope. I like it.
I'll take it.
I'd suggest a Treacherous Path or something.
Treacherous Path is cool.
A Bolo's Guide to Wolves. How to avoid first session TPKs and other useful hints.
Yep, that one.
Hey, Jess, how much did you say they charge you? 9 what?
$9.98, but that would be $5.99 US to Streamlabs.
Right. Well, my suggestion would be we might want to contact
contact them for
Streamlabs because I just did a quick Google search and it looks like when you donate to people, there's a thing where it's either a glitch or like a really sort of unfortunately well hidden tick box or something that basically says it's a donation service kind of thing where you can subscribe to them, and apparently it costs you $5.99 to get Streamlabs Pro, and apparently a lot of people subscribe to it a lot, and $5.99 just about translates to 10
that makes
in
sense.
AU.
Yeah, that's what it is here.
I would say I'll send you a link. We should probably just
Yeah,
get in
we should look
contact
into
with
that.
Streamlabs
Are you-
and like be like, hey, this was an accident. Can I please unsubscribe and get my money
Yeah.
back?
It's
I'll,
just $10.
anything that needs help with that, let me
Yeah,
know.
but if it's a subscription, it'll be a repetitive $10.
Oh,
Can-
yeah. Hey.
I don't know if this is the right place to ask it.
Yep.
If you guys want to talk about it in private, that's cool. Are you guys okay if I upload this to YouTube or anywhere else where you can store?
Go ahead.
clips?
Go
Very
ahead.
cool. Is there any?
I'm just going to be back in 2 minutes. Sorry.
We can talk about it later as well, but yeah. It would be cool.
Also,
Chill by me.
This is an excellent name. The 3D said they want to try to make a book that is called Bolo's Guide to Everything. And it's literally just like each of the episode names is Bolo's Guide to something that happened that session.
Oh man, that's kind of.
That's incredible.
You know, we could even
That's
if
great.
we don't name the episodes, that we could always just ask, what's the Bolo's guide to for this episode?
I liked Jacob's how to avoid a full party TPK in the first. A TPK in the first session.
Yeah, that was good.
I think I'm going to.
Bolo's Guide to Avoiding Death. Very good.
I can teach you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper to death. Oh my god, Bolo is Snape. Changed my mind.
don't like that. That was excellent though.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good, and that was only episode 1, guys. We've still got
Yeah.
so much more to go.
That was awesome,
And
guys.
I have a little bit more backstory to write.
There's so much more for us to do and see, and hopefully you will make it to Strahd.
Oh, and somehow managing to pick the same background as what the tavern ended up being.
Yeah, you did.
Because as soon as you put it up, I was like, huh, that's my background.
Still got these noodles. They're cold.
All right. So
Horrible.
the episode end was Bowler's Guide to Wolves, or not?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I reckon Bolo's Guide to Wolves. Yeah,
To
I think
wolves.
they should. I think they should all be Bolo's Guide
Yeah.
to something.
Or
It's
Bolo's
too
Guide
perfect.
to No
The
TPK.
3Ds should be say the recap is always Bowler's recap, Bowler's Guide to last episode. Did you hear
Yeah,
that?
let's do that.
Did you hear that, JP?
He didn't hear any
I
of
heard
it.
nothing. What's
You
poppin'?
now have to write the recaps, and they're called Bowler's Guide to last episode.
And so
Whose idea was this?
It was the
The
3Ds.
people have said.
The people have
Yeah.
spoken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry
so
guys, Brittany has left. She is feeling a little unwell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give her a
Yeah,
bath.
Should be sleepy too.
They said their best. They send you their best.
oh, the
Yeah,
3Ds
love
has
and all
also
that.
said the 3Ds has also said that they will happily write the summary from Bolo's perspective for us.
Oh,
I have
cool?
a Ghost Rider.
Are you okay with that, Bolo, or did you want to?
I am so okay with
who is the 3Ds?
So do we want to name the episodes after Bolo's Guide, or do we want to have that be the recap?
I mean, it's pretty memeable. I'm okay with
I
it.
think-
I'm happy for them to be Bolo's Guide.
Too easy.
And
The
they're the
episode
recap.
names. So Bolo's Guide to Wolves, episode 1.
Gone. That's
I
what
love
it
it.
is. All right. Thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah, that
Thanks
was
for
awesome.
watching.
Thanks for hosting.
I will see you next time.
Adios.
Adios, muchachos.
What
Dance.
Wait, before we stop. Yeah. There we go.
Ah, so
That
close.
was all.
Only 18 more, and then we can do cool stuff in the chat.
Yeah.
All right.
That was.
GG boys.
Bye.
See you, gang.
See ya.
See you guys.
Bye. Help. How do I? Oh, but bye.